So we're back here. Thanks for joining us in Adelaide, day 6 afternoon. I'm here with Nana Owusu-Free. Nick Wall stepped down to the track. He said, give me the interviews. It's what I want to be doing. So he's down there now. A big stack of 200-metre finals ahead. So Nick's also just texted me. It wasn't... So for full context of what we were talking about earlier, Bloom, who ended up with the silver. He had a gentleman come to the booth. He said, can you please call that this is Liv Bloom's brother, who was a medalist in the 400-metre hurdles. We assumed it must have been his dad. Apparently it's not. I'm interested to know who it was. But anyway, he still got up for a silver, so impressive nonetheless. Nana, our 200 men's under 17 is on its way. And there were some fast times in those heats.
Yeah, we saw a couple run 21 seconds, so they'll be having to run as fast as they can to cross the line. It's a very close field. We have a full field of 9, and Cooper Wilson in lane 4 is the one to watch.
So Coop Wilson, he's in the middle of the track. He'll be the one for you to keep your eyes on. So Cooper Wilson, he's a 21.5 man. So William Hurt will be on the inside, lane number 1, the Victorian. Bodie Dunn of the ACT into Lucas Schneider in lane number 3 from New South Wales. Cooper Wilson from New South Wales also in lane number 4. Kaleki Ekwamadu, the South Australian. He was your 100-metre champion last year. He's lane number 5. Jared Vandenberg, the Victorian, in 6. Tobias Drummond-Templeton from the ACT in 7. Seth Kennedy, he was your champion last year. Sprinting star, 400-metre World Junior qualifier as well. Seth Kennedy, he's in lane number 8. Ollie McDonald from New South Wales, he's in 9. So this is sure to be blistering. Watch out for a couple here.
The wind's just picked up for this race.
As it always does for the finals. For whatever reason. So Hurt, Dunn, Schneider, Wilson, Ekwamadu, Vandenberg, Drummond, Templeton, Kennedy, McDonald. Here we go. So a really good start there from Cooper Wilson on the inside of the track. He's after Ekwamadu, and they're all chasing down Seth Kennedy. So Ekwamadu, the South Australian, he's out really well inside of him. Cooper Wilson, Seth Kennedy with some work to do. Cooper Wilson now though. Ekwamadu, the South Australian, Wilson, Kennedy late here, out wide. Seth Kennedy salutes.
The Queenslander has got it.
21.80 unofficially. Well, it took him 170 metres, Seth Kennedy, but he hit the front and he didn't look back. He's your national champion.
We knew it was going to take a 21-second run to win this age group.
21.80, I can tell you officially. Seth Kennedy, 21.79. He's your national champion here in the men's under 17 200. Cooper Wilson from New South Wales, 22.01. And Ekwamadu, the South Australian, 22.07. He'll be your bronze medalist. But Seth Kennedy, well, that was sensational racing from the Queenslander. He's been in form. He's good over the 400 as well, this young man. He's blistering fast. So I'm sure what they're producing in Queensland in those junior races, but their sprinters certainly doing something special. We'll hear from Kennedy in a moment. We'll throw down to Nick Wall. He's got our champion. Nick down there with Seth Kennedy. Impressive.
Thanks up there, Mitch. Yeah, I'm down here with Seth Kennedy. Walk us through that race quickly there, Seth. You're on the outside, so you didn't see the other guys. Headwind picked up a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, I didn't get out the blocks too well, but when I got around the bend and into the straight, just went home. Just got home, yeah.
You are a strong runner. You ran the 400 in the 20s on the weekend, obviously having a crack at that 4x4 team, I assume, for the under 20s. How was the weekend experience leading into coming back here to your own age group?
Got a bit nervous in the senior age groups, but it's a good experience to run then when it doesn't matter too much, and I have another opportunity in a few years' time. But bit of fun to run this 200. Not my pet event, but good to win.
Now, you've got an amazing group around you, the Viking stable, of course. Brett Robinson up there, perennial 6-time Stall Gift winning coach, and a whole lot of great groups, including Ellie Beer on the weekend in the 400. Tell us, who inspires you as a young junior runner?
Well, Ellie Beer, she's my training partner in the 400. So we run together a lot, and she ran very well on the weekend. So she's my mentor.
I think that's amazing, Seth. Well done. Congratulations. You're 200-metre national champion, Seth Kennedy.
Well, a great role model to have, Ellie Beer. She's been a phenomenal story of 2024 of consistency and perseverance. One of the best in the business. I'm sure she's probably watching, Seth. So, Ellie, if you are watching, there you go. You're the role model, which is fantastic to hear and see. Nana, next up.
I think this is a race we've been waiting for all day.
A lot of people standing up in the grandstand. I think they know what's about to happen. So, men's under 18 200-metre final. Leslie Mendekia, the Victorian. He's on the inside. Hunter Scott from New Zealand, lane 2. Hamilton, lane 3. Chase Grant, lane 4. John McDonald, lane 5. Dylan Hall, lane 6. Gout Gout, your national record holder, in lane 7. Jonathan Cassiano in lane 8. And Heath Smallacombe in late 9 from Queensland. Cassiano, 15 as well. So Gout Gout. How quickly can he go here?
It's him against the clock today.
It's him against the clock. He is your national record holder for this age group. In fact, he might even be for the under 20s as well. Let me check. So Gout Gout, it's a big showing of people here. They all want to see what he can do.
The cameras are out.
The phones are out, the cameras are out. So Gout Gout, 20.69, his lifetime best here for the 16-year-old. So how quick can he go? It's a nice day. You know, the wind isn't too bad here, Nana. What would you be expecting from the likes of Gout Gout in this field?
Well, he's had a busy weekend, but from what we've seen all season, he knows how to back up quite well. So I'm thinking somewhere in the 20s. How far we get in is up to him.
So 20.69, as I've said, that's his lifetime best. That's the national record for the under-18 men in the 200. We saw him. He shut it off with 180 to go in the heats. He just about jumped out of the blocks, turned around and said, yep, that'll do me.
Gotta save myself for another race.
He was busy across the weekend. The under 20 champion was Gout Gout, the double from memory. Seth Santana stepped up to the seniors. He was your national champion for the open 100. So it just goes to show this sprinting depth of juniors in this country is at an all-time high. So the rest of the field, because there is more than Gout Gout in here. Mendekia, Scott, Hamilton, Grant, McDonald, Hall, Gout, Cassiano, and Smallacombe. Cassiano and Smallacombe, the two Queenslander on the outside. One to watch though, Dylan Hall from New South Wales and John McDonald also of New South Wales. They'll be chasing the man on the outside. It is about Gout Gout here. Let's hope he can get away cleanly. It's the men's under 18 200-metre championship of Australia. We'll leave them in the starters' hands. Gout Gout. He's third from the outside. Oh, that was a really good start here from Gout Gout. He's already put distance into Dylan Hall. Chasing well, though, is McDonald. So McDonald's in second, but Gout Gout, he's moving well. Outside of his shoulder, Cassiano. So he's got some work to do to chase the Queenslander. Here he goes now, though. He's up the track. Gout Gout from Cassiano. How fast can he go? Here he comes, Gout Gout. Who else was it going to be? 21.25 there for Gout. Cassiano, he was so strong coming out of the bend. He jumped incredibly well. And we'll wait and see. He's gone straight up to it. He's very happy with that one. The national champion here, Gout Gout.
Love seeing him run under pressure. We don't get to see that with the 50 to go with Gout Gout, so it was really good to see him relax, and then he just opened up.
So he looked in complete control there, didn't he? And you're right, though. He had some pressure coming off that bend. He really had to find his next gear. And Hall chasing well, though, was McDonald. So McDonald's in second, but Gout Gout, he's moving well. Outside of his shoulder, Cassiano. So he's got some work to do to chase the Queenslander. Here he goes now, though. He's up the track. Gout Gout from Cassiano. How fast can he go? Here he comes, Gout Gout. All chasing well, though, was McDonald. So McDonald's in second, but Gout Gout, he's moving well. Outside of his shoulder, Cassiano. So he's got some work to do to chase the Queenslander. Here he goes now, though. He's up the track.
Gout Gout's Athletics Pathways training partner. there,
How
Cassiano,
fast can
John
he go?
Cassiano.
Here he comes.
John,
Gout,
you
Gout.
made it hard work for him off the bend, didn't you?
Oh yeah, just trying to get off the blocks. Yeah, I could feel him coming. I knew he was gonna come, but I tried to get as fast as possible. That's about it.
Now tell me, what is it like training with this man? Obviously, it must be pretty inspiring your own squad.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. A lot of competition between us everywhere. So it's good because we work off each other.
John, awesome job. Now, Gout Gout, you just won yourself another national title. It was only 2 years ago you were beaten at the same championships. So you've come a long way to now being Australia's fastest ever under 18. You're just being Gout Gout, aren't you?
Yeah, just being me. What else can you say, right?
That race there, was there a moment where you went, oh, wow, John, you're making this hard for me?
All my days. That whole bend, I was trying to catch John. He took off, but since at the bend, that's my specialty. Called him, but he did well.
Now, you're an entertainer, Gout Gout. You're just being yourself. I love that about it. Have you two got some of a team sort of celebration here you sort of go through? I've seen the dancing legs haven't stopped the whole time I'm talking to you here. You got a bit of celebration for the athletics pathway double?
Nah, you got nothing.
Nothing for us. Guys, we saw in Gout Gout here last night cheering on his own teammates in the 400 late last night. I love this two of you together, and I love what you're doing for Queensland athletics and Australian athletics. Congratulations, Gout Gout. Jonathan Cassiano, gold and silver.
Well, that was a really good start here from Gout Gout.
So,
He's already put distance
Gout,
into Dylan
Jonathan
Hall.
Cassiano,
Chasing well, though, was McDonald. So McDonald's
Great
in second.
relationship between
With
the
Gout
two
Gout, he's
training
moving well.
partners.
Outside of
Will's
his
just
shoulder,
about asking them to
Cassiano.
create a
So he's got
handshake
some
right
work
in
to
front
do
of
to
their
chase
eyes,
the
but
Queenslander.
really impressive.
Here he
As you
goes
said, he had a
now,
lot of
though.
work
He's
to
up
do
the
to catch
track.
Johnny on the
Gout Gout from
outside, but
Cassiano.
coming off the
How
bend,
fast
that
can
is
he
his
go?
specialty, and his
Here he
power.
comes. Gout Gout.
I know his teammate made it hard for him, but we like to see that the pressure, the older you get, the closer in times that all the athletes will become, and it's the strongest to the finish line, and that was Gout Gout today.
So well done to Gout Gout. Our women's under 17 200s up next. Misha Tomlin of Western Australia on the inside. Jessica Haney, the Western Australian, lane number 2. Monika Tehuehue Takino from Queensland. She's in lane number 3. Holly Bradford from Queensland in number 4. Taman Lamprey from New South Wales in 5. Kendra Scully Tui from New Zealand in lane 6. Chel Philip, she was blistering in those heats. The Queenslander in lane 7. Amelia Goldsmith, the New Zealander, in 8. And Osherium Akimien Mahonen of South Australia in 9. I have to do that one phonetically. Chel Philip, she is the one to watch. She was incredible. 23:43 is what she went through those heats in. You know, I think she's going to go a heck of a lot faster here, Nana.
I think so too. I back you in that comment, Mitch. Lane 7 is the one to watch.
So I have a feeling our championship record might just go 23:38. Our national record is 29 or 2029. 22.74 is what we've seen here. So how fast will she go? She'll have some company, but I don't think the company will last too long.
They'll make it hard for her though.
They'll make her work for it. The depth in this country in sprinting, we've talked about it so frequently here. Nana is really strong.
The future looks bright for the women's 100 and 200 metre races.
It'll take a bit to knock off Raylene Boyle. She is the national record holder. Would you believe it? All the way back in 1968 for this under-18 event. So to get to Tori Lewis, maybe that's a good one to keep in mind. She's the second fastest under 18. I'm aware this is under 17. 23:18. Riley Day, Kathy Freeman. There's some names to join here if she can get faster.
Very nice company.
So how quick can she go? Would you believe it? She's actually the 4th fastest under 18 we've ever seen already.
Huh? I'm not surprised though.
3rd from the outside. We'll come back here, leave them in the starters' hands, hope for unsteady. Bear with us.
Hoping for a green card.
I want to see green here. So if you've never watched athletics before, the green card means everybody stays. Right? There was something that was off about an unsteady nature or whatever it may be. The red card means you false started, so we hope to see green. green card. So good news. Heart sunk there a little bit because there are a couple of fast starters towards the outside of the track. Tomlin, Haney, Tawaiwai, Takino, Bradford, Lamprey, Tuscully, Tui, Philp, Goldsmith, Akina Monin. Philp the one to watch, 3 from the outside. Well, that is blistering there from Philp, the Queenslander. So she's 3 from the outside. Philp is away. She's already picked up the stagger, and they're going to do their best to try and latch on. But here she goes. She's so fast there, Thubel Philp. She's away. Western Australia's Haney has some company from the New Zealanders. But Philp, it's her versus the clock. How fast can she go here? So Philp it is. She's away, and she's home. 23.79.
What a quick bend. After 20 metres, it was her race to win.
So Thubel Philp, well, she was gone. She was on the gun there. That was the fastest start of the field without a doubt.
She reacted and she used that quick reaction time around that bend. The girls had some work to do.
So it'll be
going to
do
their best
to try and latch on, but here she goes. She's so fast here, Thubel Philp. She's away. Western Australia's Haney has some company from the New Zealanders, but Philp, it's her versus the clock. How fast can she go here? So Philp it is. She's away. Do their best to try and latch on, but here she goes. She's so fast here, Thubel Philp. She's away. Western Australia's Haney has some company from the New Zealanders, but Philp, it's her versus the clock. How fast can she go here? So Philp it is. She's away.
Not the best conditions to run fast, but she did it.
Absolutely not. Nick, you're down there with our winner.
Okay.
I'm down here, and Mitch, we need to work out our pronunciation. It is Thubel Philp, and she is in great shape. She's just run 22.78 into a minus 0.2. A minus 2.0. Tell us, how did that one feel? You looked amazing in the heats this morning as well.
Thank you. That final I felt really relaxed. I felt just like before going in, I just wanted to be happy. I just wanted to be relaxed and calm and just not put pressure on myself, just run and just have fun in the final.
So who have you got here supporting you? Who's your squad here this weekend? Obviously, you look happy out here, so people are keeping you obviously pretty settled and relaxed.
Yeah, my squad. Basically just my friends that I train with, my coach, my family. They're really, really supportive and I love them.
Name your coach.
Leanne Hines-Smith.
Well, great job. She's doing a great job with you. So tell us, you would have seen some of the Open Championships on the weekend. There's some great Queensland sprinters, obviously all sorts of women around the country now running fast. Who's inspires you as a young junior athlete now coming through the ranks?
Well, I really like Ebony Lane because she's...
Pocket rocket?
Yeah, pocket rocket. I love her starts. They really inspire me just to drive low and yeah.
I'm pretty happy there you went with a Victorian sprinter instead of a Queenslander, but I love the fact that you've actually identified one of those strengths of young Ebony Lane, who's in that, of course, in that recent Australian record team. But Thubel Bell, we look forward to calling your name a lot more. Congratulations. Hopefully Oceania on the cards for you this year.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's a great interview. Not whether she likes Ebony Lane. It's a blistering start. She might even rival her for the starts there. Look at the sock. You can see it. The wind is flying everywhere. They're definitely going to get a headwind, but just how much of it. The sock can be taken off. Sail a boat through the Pacific with that. So sock is everywhere. The women's under 18 200 is up next. Brodie McCluskey, she's on the inside. Caitlin Tattersall, she's in lane 2. Michaela Webb, Pride of Mackay, she's in lane number 3. Nakia Talaya, New South Wales, she's an awesome marathon. New South Wales in 5. And Issa Q, she's a gold medalist last year from New South Wales. She's in 6. Charlie Herman, she was a silver medalist. She's in lane number 7. Amaya Ms, the Queenslander, she's in lane number 8. And Tatiana Ray, lane number 9 from New South Wales. Nana, Amaya Ms. It's probably who we're looking at here.
The one to watch, she is the only person in the field to have run 23 seconds.
So Amaya Ms, she'll be second from the outside on the track, closest to you or second closest to you, sitting there at home, wherever you are across the country or the world. Thanks for joining us here on 7 Plus, 101st edition of the Chemist Warehouse Australian National Championships, day 6 of 9. And we're here with our women's under 18 200 metre final. So Amaya Ms, one to watch, gold medalist though, Anissa Q last year. She's in lane 6. Shari Herdman, she's in 7. She was your silver medalist last year as well. So they're going to be all within one another. One of my favourites.
Except for the decath girls. At the very end of our day, where I'm meant to be on until 5:50, I'd love to interview him, but they'll have about 3 minutes to go.
Okay.
So it's a debate of whether we can get it in.
So is that
Here we go here.
Our last coverage.
okay?
So, in a perfect world,
He's
he's
18. He's been a really
he's been a really big story.
So we're away here, the Women's Under-18 200-metre Championship of Australia. Mearns has company there from Herdman from New South Wales and the gold medalist last year, Q. She wants to get a fast start as well. So as they move their way around, Talaya as well from New South Wales wants to get there. Amaya Ms from Queensland, though, wants to try and move away from Herdman. Herdman on the inside of Mearns. Mearns, though, powers away. She'll be the national champ. Salute Amaya Ms. 24-24 unofficially. She was rivaled there by Herdman. But the backstages, the last 30 metres, was strong.
She had the New South Wales girl neck and neck with her the whole way, but I think she stayed the most relaxed in that last 50, and that helped her hold the lead and win the race.
So Amaya Ms, the Queenslander, she gets up to be a national champion. We'll just await these times. Look like 2:4.24 unofficially. So championship record for Amaya Ms, 2:4.23, 24:23 for her. Shari Herdman in second, 24:40, and Tatiana Reyes, 24:65. She will be your bronze medalist. So what a performance there from Amaya Ms. Just too quick in the end. Blistering, and she's down there with Nick Wald. Nick, a new record for her.
I am down here with Amaya. Amaya, that was a pretty impressive run. You must have obviously enjoyed it. The finger went up.
Yes, thank you. I was just trying to copy Caleb.
Trying to copy Caleb. So, of course, Caleb Law, one of your training partners. Of course, also Tori Lewis. You've got an incredible squad you're working with at the moment. You must be really inspired by those open athletes.
Yeah, it's super fun to train with them. I feel like I'm almost at an advantage having both of them amazing athletes with me.
Now, last question. You've done the heptathlon. You've won long jump national titles, 100, 200. What's your favourite event?
200 metres for sure.
The 200 metres. No wonder there. You really enjoyed it. You were terrific across the run. Amaya Ms, your national champion, 200 metres.
So well done there. Great racing. Love that. Following Caleb Law. So if you're watching Caleb, training partners are watching you, big fella. Better start stepping up those celebrations. He was good.
Very good weekend for that stable.
Very good. Good to see Caleb Law do so well. Such a lovely guy. So great to see the training partners, gold and gold, which we love. Hey, so men's under 13 200 metre runners, the South Australian Onye's boat in lane number 2. Apologies, Elijah, if I've got that wrong. Zachary Luong, New South Welshman in 2. Jack Spencer, New South Wales in 3. Edward Wallace from Western Australia in 4. George Lambusis, he's in lane number 5. Luke Webber of WA, he's in 6. Tyson Kinn, well, he ran a championship record in the heats. He's in lane number 7. Samuel Shaw of Queensland in 8. And Caleb DeYoung, the Victorian, he's in lane number 9. So one to watch here is Kinn. Now keep in mind, this is the second time we've had our young men here, but he absolutely blew it out of the waters here, Tyson Kinn. How fast can he go will be the question.
Probably has the most confidence after getting that centre record in the heat.
I'd say so. So it was 25.9, he went 25.2.
Smashed it.
Yeah, so he absolutely obliterated it. So let's see how fast these young men can go. So we're talking about the likes of Caleb Law. Obviously, he was a world junior medalist in the 200. Might inspire a couple of these young men to continue on the half-lap distance. Clearly, we're building some pedigree. Alex Hartman, he was in control of it for so long. And so some really strong competitors across the 200 we've seen before. So here we go, men's under 13. On the Zugbo, inside, Luong, Spencer, Wallace, Lambusis, Webber, Kinn, Shaw, DeYoung. Here we go, Kinn third from the outside, third from the inside on your screen. So we're away. Webber jumped really well there on the inside shoulder of Tyson Kinn, but he's up and away. He's chasing the Queenslander in Shaw. So Shaw from Kinn to Webber. These three out in front. The next of the Western Australians, and Wallace wants to get there too. Some work to do. Kinn now hits the Jets. So here comes Kinn. He goes over the top now. Shaw wants to go with him. Kinn out in front. Shaw might get there. No, it's Kinn. He was the fastest in the heats and he's your national champion. 25.40. For Tyson Kinn.
He wasn't letting Shaw get past him in that last 50 metres.
So he found his rhythm, was able to execute over the back stages here. So he's your national champion. So Nana, really impressive out of the bend. He just seemed to hit the Jets and nobody could get near him.
Yeah, with about 60 to go, he starts pulling away from the field. Shaw's coming to him, but he's still pushing. Oh, that dive at the end secured that win.
Looks like Edward Wallace as well, the other Western Australian, might be the bronze medalist. We'll wait for these times to pop up at least. But he was really good over the back stages here of the 200. And we'll await these official times. So some more presentations going on. And on that, some more 200s going on as well. So men's under 14 next. So here we go. So not quite a championship record because he ran faster in the heats, I believe, Tyson Kinn. He's the winner though. So Kinn to Shaw to Wallace. We got them correct. 25.37, 25.56 for Shaw, 25.78 for Ed Wallace. Luke Webber, the Western Australian, 25.91, 26.31 for Spencer Lawong, 26. Lambusis, 26.8. De Young, 26.8. And Onyeza Bugo, he was 27.27. So we're back here. Nick Wall, he's up in the booth. He's going to call you through this men's under 14 200 metre final.
I got sent back up to the booth by Brian Rowe. He told me this meet's not about my interviews, it's about the races being on time. I must admit, though, I thought they were so good to talk to those athletes. It was nice to know Tubel's name. It was nice to hear that she was inspired by Ebony Lane. Like, that's awesome. She saw a diminutive figure that she wants to be like, and that was, I think that's unreal, those little things you hear.
I'll tell you what, she would rival Ebony Lane on the starts because that was blistering. It was almost like she jumped. The second that cap came out of the gun, she was gone. So impressive young talent.
So we are on the 14 boys now, correct, aren't we? So we're right back on time, Brian. I apologise. So Dewey Madigan here of Queensland will be in 1, Kobe Ryan, New South Wales 2, Flynn Lane, Queensland 3, Boal of Queensland 4. He's looking to emulate the Gout Gout earlier. Michael Melfi, New South Wales 5, Jacob Ashton Kopp, New South Wales 6, Bless Joe, WA in 7, Deja Mendelsohn, Victoria 8, and Cordes Monzon of New South Wales in lane number 9. Ashton Kopp here. He was so impressive in the heats, wasn't he, Mitch? We saw him absolutely blitz them. Do the nerves get to him, or does he run away with a national title here?
I have a feeling he's the favourite for a reason, so I think he'll run his way to a national title. But this will be interesting, this age group. Really, anything can happen, so it'll be interesting to see. Nick, you'll have your work cut out for you this call.
So you're watching lane 6, probably the New South Welshman there, Ashton Kopp. But again, under 14s, anything can happen here. So under 14 boys final, Flynn Lane had a very good start there, took my eye, and now Ashton Kopp gets into his running. So Ashton Kopp's going to lead him into the straight. Who's going to go with him? The Victorian Mendelsohn decided I'm the one that wants to be second into the straight, and Bless Joe of WA now being joined by Michael Melfi. But it's all Jacob Ashton Kopp powering away down the home straight. Bless Joe. But Jacob Ashton Kopp is your national champion, 24.18 unofficial. Bless Joe in second, an excellent run. Deja Mendelsohn of Victoria, looked like he had third there. No, he's an impressive mover, isn't he, Jacob Ashton Kopp?
I was just looking at his legs. They were moving so quickly.
He's got incredible cadence, really high turnover. He's taken the national title. He came in with the time slightly faster this season, but as we said, we've been copying headwinds in these 200 metres. The wind's just picked up. It's enough. It was noticeable down there while I was interviewing those incredible under 17, 18 athletes who shared so much with us. Look at that. That's a 10-metre victory. Bless Joe was second officially. Cop looks a bit sore there. I hope he's all okay. I'll wait for those official results to come through for our under 14s.
It'll flash up shortly. Geez, he was impressive. He was gone. So no one was getting near him.
So 24-17. Mitch for him, for Ashton Kopp. Bless Joe 25-27. Mendelssohn was the bronze medalist correctly in 25-43. So Ashton Kopp takes a national title. Pole vault's warming up. They've got the soft bars out of the pole vault. They're just warming up at the pole vault. So bit of javelin action happening. Javelin, it's the WA boy. Whoa, gone past the official. The official wasn't ready for one to land out. It's just a warm up still. So we're just warming up in the javelin. We're warming up in the pole vault, but we're behind the blocks for the girls under 13, 200 metres. Mitch, yours.
So women's under 13, 200 metre final. So there we go. The big thank you for Cameron Bloom. Nick, he was looking for you there. You actually weren't paying attention. So Isla Vilvilli in lane number 1. Abby Robinson, lane number 2 from WA. Indiana King from WA in lane number 3. Mayra Ahoy, the Queenslander, in 4. Capri Vincent in 5, also from Queensland. Marnie Lawrence from New South Wales in 6. Isabella Mina Cho from WA in 7. Harper Harding, the Victorian, in 8. And Antolini Navula, the Fijian, she's out in lane number 9. So in the middle of the track, Marnie Lawrence, she's the fastest from New South Wales. There's a handful of women who went in the 26s as well. Capri Vincent, Mina Cho, Harding. They're all surrounding her, in fact. So there'll be a cluster of them towards the outside of the track. The Fijian will be the widest, though, Navula. Now, don't get confused. That singlet, it can look a little similar to a New South Wales singlet, but I guarantee you it is a Fijian singlet out in lane number 9. So, Villi. So, Villi it is. Lane number 1, Robinson in 2, King in 3, Ahoy 4, Vincent 5, Lawrence the one to watch in 6, Mina Cho in 7, Harding in 8, and Navula in 9. Here we go, starters' hands. We saw a really good start there from Capri Vincent of Queensland. She's chasing after Lawrence now of New South Wales, and they're all chasing Mina Cho of Western Australia. So Harding, the Victorian, now joins the party. She's on the outside of Cho. Moving through now is Marnie Lawrence. So Lawrence from New South Wales. She'll extend away from this field over the final 50. Lawrence it is there. Vincent and Ahoy. Here comes Mina Cho from WA. Lawrence, though, your national champion. Oh! Mina Cho back to Ahoy for those minors. 25.87 from our winner there in Marnie Lawrence. And just coming off that bend, Nana, she was the strongest of them all. She was able to move away really nice. You can see it here. They're in a line, and off she goes.
She just pulls away from the field with 90 metres to go. And look at her breathing. We don't see, I'm one of those athletes, we don't see a lot of breathing from a lot of young athletes. To just see her pull away and use her technique and relax through that line.
So she's gone 25.85. Marnie Lawrence, she's your national champion. Isabella Mina Cho from WA, she got there. 26.62. And Maria Ahoy of Queensland, she was third in 26.63. So another one that split by the 100th of a second. And
it was close, wasn't it, Mitch, on the finish? That was great racing by the girls there for the minor medals.
Well, Isabel Mina Cho, she's another one. She just came over the top there late. She managed to continue on with that impressive start. She not necessarily went to sleep, but they had prettier bends, the other girls, than her. And then she was able to just motor on through. So really impressive. Okay, so Nick, you can walk through this one because this actually makes a lot of sense in terms of what was happening this morning.
Yeah,
so this morning we tried to call it and she wasn't here.
So we'll go through the field. You got Alicia Webb from New South Wales in lane 1, Sienna Vasella, New South Wales, lane 2, You've got Alissi Bukaladi from Fiji in 3. You've got Felicity Buzzer, the Victorian, in 4, but she's got a little yellow card next to her, which means I think that's why she wasn't on the start list this morning. She might have been late to call room. There was obviously a little bit of discretion given, obviously, on how late she was, but it did cop a yellow card, a bit like soccer. So Liliana Hoffman then from South Australia will be in 5. Divine Chukwudu from New South Wales in 6. Charlotte Iohaji from WA in 7. Jamie Ritchie out in lane 8. I think she'll be off quick there. And Janice Hicks, New South Wales in 9. We saw in the heats today, they were quite different in terms of the winning speeds of the heat. So some of them were just getting the job done and easing up, weren't they, Nana?
Saving themselves for the final.
Others really ran through the line. So I think we've got to ignore the qualifying times from the heats. The best racer here is going to win the final.
Clean slate for all the girls.
Absolutely.
Line up, anything can happen.
And with that headwind now picking up, now you've got to work a little bit harder, possibly run half a second longer. That easing up for some of them in the heats might make a difference. It was something the athletes spoke about in the weekend. Sometimes just that little bit of conservation of energy can matter if you do it right, unlike some.
We've got to look both ways. We've learnt this weekend.
Yeah, and that's in the end, though, I did see, I'm pretty sure that athlete got up the silver medal, I reckon, still in that 200 metres, though, after this morning nearly been run out. Was it Wilson, I reckon? It was, yeah. So good on him. He learned his lesson. He ran through the line and got himself a medal in that 200 metres. But here, yeah, look, I'm too scared to call it here.
I'm the same as you. Very close when it comes to the season's best and what they ran in the heats.
And the heats, as I said, the heats I think aren't really that relevant.
I think you're right. We've seen a lot of athletes shut down and conserve energy.
I'm just thinking that we've lost one though here. I'm just going to try and pick up the lane. I reckon we've only got 8. I've got 9 on my start sheet. So when they go to the blocks, I'm going to try and pick it up. Maybe it's the West Australian, maybe you're right back. I think she's behind the discus cage.
Oh, yes, you are right. She's just hiding behind the discus.
So I'm a little bit thrown here. I can see 8 on the screen. Must be in the middle. We'll see him line up behind the blocks. That'll help us. Still want to call someone we don't have on the start sheet here. Richie might go out quick. Lane 3, the Fijian is not there. So Vassila was very good in the heats. Chukwudi, Ihoji. So away this time, no athlete in lane number 3, and out wide it's the West Australian Ahoji. Very quickly goes up to Jamie Ritchie of Victoria, and tracking her through is Chukwudi of New South Wales. So they hit the straight here. It's going to be the New South Wales and WA affair with Ritchie chasing them down, but no one's going to catch, I don't think, Charlotte Ihoji from there. Divine Chukwidi's going to do everything she can, but as long as Charlotte Ihoji stays upright, she gets the win, and she does get the win. We saw her in the heat. She was an amazing throw in the heats. She's got through here. She takes the win. Charlotte Ihoji, she's very happy with that 24.76. Divine Chukwudi from New South Wales is second. And then it looks like we'll go back to Jamie Ritchie, the Victorian. She's happy there. They're all very happy in this age group to give a hug to each other. These under 14 girls were absolutely flying.
I was so impressed with Charlotte's start.
200 metre final. She was great.
Started so quickly, lane 8 in Ritchie.
Look, Nana, the talent of junior sprinters in this country is phenomenal, isn't it?
I know, they've really stepped up. They're following in their senior athletes and their role models.
Acknowledging the medalists in the under 13 girls 200 metres championship of Australia. Bronze, Mara Ohoi, Queensland.
Just looking at the replay here on the screen. She's so long. She actually does though a lot out the back, Nana. Now,
I know what you're going to say.
I'm going to say this in the right way. But you're an athlete who's actually spent a little bit of time trying to work on that and doing more front end mechanics.
It's something I've had to work on the older I get and the faster you get.
But I'd also say the other thing is the reason you spend a lot of time at the back is because you're so fast with your turnover. You hit the ground sometimes and the leg just does so much work behind you instead of hitting the track and potentially creating more energy through the track.
100%, and having many injuries over the past couple of years, it's something I've worked on because I think that is one of the causes of my injuries. And when I was younger, that was okay to get through. But the older and the stronger you get, and the little 1%ers you want to change. But do you know what? We're seeing so many different runners from all over the world running with different ways. So
And there's nothing perfect, but it was just interesting watching her there. And look, having watched you for so many years, it's something I know you've spent time trying to work on. And her mechanics that we saw in the heat, as I said, she was the one that threw herself almost horizontal, and she only just got through in the heat.
yes, and then she's just smashed it.
She's just run 24.78 from 25.41 for second, and Richie's 25.79, an excellent run in third.
So a PB for Charlotte.
It was a big PB. From what I have here, it's a nearly a 0.9 second PB.
What did we say? When you line up, anyone can win. We
And
can't take credit.
I reckon it's going to be a big
events.
Is that going to be a big minus? It has to be.
Oh, 2.2 headwind as well.
Wow. Well, Western
That forward
Australia.
lane must have really helped her fight through that wind.
Western Australia, they're doing
They've got the
something
wind
over
tunnel
there.
down there.
Ooh. Anyway, that was terrific run by her. And again, we're not telling her to change her technique, but as I said, no, and I thought it's good to share things that you've actually worked through as a sprinter yourself, and it's just something that looks obviously that could have some benefits for her long term. But wow,
Definitely.
no one's going to complain when you run 24.78.
No, I
And
think she
you're
was
12
very happy for
And
that.
you're 12 years old, turning 13.
Her first junior race.
Wow.
Nationals, I should
well,
say.
That was very impressive.
Very, very impressive.
We're going to move to some 3,000 metres. The women's 3,000 metres. So,
I'll let you call that one,
Oh,
Nick,
Mitch,
because I don't know much about laps. Something I
which
rarely
one's
do.
first? It's the under 15s first. So I've got the under 16 start list in front of me. I need the under 15 one. So we're going to get away under shortly here. I'll roll through roster to see what day and time we are. I love the little yellow lights up for me, so it tells me what event we're up to. So this one here, we're going to have Zelmari Van Loggenberg of Queensland, Annabelle Jessup of New South Wales, Isabel Rhodes of Victoria, Eliza Lawton, New South Wales, who was so good yesterday in the 1500, Meg White, WA, Ava Johnston, Queensland, Olivia Law, New South Wales, Leah Waters, WA, was so good in the 1500, Zoe St John of Queensland, Lola White, Queensland, Taylor Tracy, New South Wales, Aaliyah Bennett, New South Wales, Sophie Polkinghorn, New South Wales, and Laura Bray, Queensland. And they're away. So there we go. Sophie Polkinghorn moved aggressively on the outside. She wants to go to the front of the field. Zoe St John, the Queenslander, moves in behind them. And sitting 5, 6, 7 wide, Johnston down the front straight, just to trying to find herself a good position, as Isabel Rhodes likewise does some similar work, the Victorian. So just jostling for some spots here. The pace is not too quick. You can see the large bunch. You see amongst them there the West Australian White moving nicely. But at the moment, it's Sophie Polkinghorn, the New South Wales athlete, who is leading and piloting them through here. So I'm just looking at this field. Lawton's gone to the back here. So Lawton won the 1500 yesterday, Nana, and she's just sitting at the back. So I think she's just going to see for a tactical one. I think she's realised the times might not be that fast today because of the wind. She's sitting a long way back, but she's just sitting comfortably there at the moment, Eliza Lawton, at the back of that group. What do you think? Sit and kick for her?
I mean, I wouldn't take my advice when it comes to running anything other than a bend and a straight, but sit and kick.
So look, she's the only one in the field who's gone sub 10 minutes, so she's going to back herself. Quite a few of them backing up from the 1500 yesterday. So now it's the turn of Meg White to take over the lead, control this field. St John again going 4 or 5 wide. Isabel Rhodes there, you see the Victorian. Wright from Queensland. Johnston from Queensland as well. But it's just one big pack at the moment. The only one who's staying way out of it is Eliza Lawton. And number 2 there, also Annabelle Jessup with the cap, just happy to sit at the back. Zoe St John spent a lot of time out at the moment in lane number 3. That's not the way, and even wider than her now goes Polkinghorn, goes 4, 5, 6 wide around the bend. So it conserves some energy, ladies. It's a long way home from there in that lane. So at the moment, Meg White, WA, just leading the way. Ava Johnston, Queensland, sitting behind her. And then back there, Aaliyah Bennett, New South Wales. We saw Lawton yesterday win in a championship record in the 1,500 metres. Waters there, the WA athlete with hip number 8 on, if you'll see her on your screen. She was the 1,500 metre silver medalist yesterday. Aaliyah Bennett also in that group. She was the bronze medalist yesterday. You'll see Bennett there with number 12 on her hip. So you can tell how controlled the pace is. We've only got one splinter off and she's still well and truly in the mix. So very controlled race as we come through here with 2 kilometres to go.
In the corner of the screen, you can see the under-17 decat, their second last event of this decat, javelin throw.
3:22 through for 1 kilometre. So Eliza Lawton's just sat comfortably there. 3 from the back. Meg White's piloted this field now for quite a while through that first kilometre. Next to her, the Queenslander Ava Johnston looking comfortable. So Mari van Loggerenberg has made a move up for the first time. Likewise there, Sophie Polkinghorn, who spent a lot of time out in lane 3 and 4 through the first kilometre. So it's a big group. Still only one splintered off the back. Eliza Lawton is at the back of the group looking quite comfortable. She knows what sort of damage she can do after running a 4:21 yesterday for 1,500. Isabel Rhodes has looked comfortable. She moves up into 7th at the moment. Aaliyah Bennett, the 15-metre bronze medalist, one of the taller figures on the inside rail. And just sitting behind there at the moment, New South Wales teammate Olivia Law. So Johnston goes to the front for the first time for a while. White's just been shuffled back to about 4th. A few hands on the shoulders. White's teammate there, Waters, looking to add to her silver medal from yesterday in the 1,500 metres. Lawton's just seen the little move in front. She just makes sure she gets back onto that track. She goes past Rhodes on the inside rail. Now she goes up to Lola White. So still a nice tight bunch here. 7 at the front. Little mini splinter, but none of them are out of it in that lead pack of 10 at the moment. Mitch, I'll let you call this one through for a little bit. We're watching Johnston lead the group. Lawton has been playing tactically, just sitting second from the back of the lead pack at the moment, the 1,500 metre champ.
So she's been really commendable out in front, Ava Johnston. So when you're tasked with the job to push the pace, sometimes you can feel a heavy burden of responsibility, but she's been doing it really intelligently. It's been speeding up, slowing down as we see that now. Here comes the boom. It's Eliza Lawton. So she had enough. Just given her flowers, and now she moves right on past. Sophie Polkinghorn is going to go with her, and the early race leader there in Ava Johnston. She now finds herself in 3rd. So she goes from a position of being able to lead them all through to now trying to hold on. But this is hard to hold on to because it wasn't just a move, it's a heavy acceleration there from Eliza Lawton, and Polkinghorn, the first one to follow. So New South Wales behind there as well. Johnson on the outside of Bennett. Waters of Western Australia there, just sitting on the shoulder. She's going to be mindful of what's happening up in front. But out in front here, Eliza Lawton, well, she just saw her opportunity. She had enough. She said, all right, I'll take it from here. So Lawton now leads that one out. Next one, Polkinghorn. And now moving up on the shoulders is going to be Zoe St. John. No, it's going to be the Western Australian, and she moves there nicely. It's Leah Waters.
So thanks, Mitch. It is. So Lawton, she's 1,400 metres to go, or 3.5 laps. She's just splintered the field apart. She was sitting 8th in the group. She put in a little surge of about 50 or 60 metres, and this shows the speed she has. So sitting on her heels there is Sophie Polkinghorn. New South Wales teammate's going to be very familiar with her. And then moving back behind there, you've got the West Australian looking still strong, and a group of chasers, including our New South Wales athletes. But through 200 metres, what do we got? That's 1K to go now, 6:36. So we've gone 3:22 for the first kilometre, and then she's taken it down. 3:14 she's taken it down to there for the second kilometre. So it all business here for Eliza Lawton. She knows what she wants to do. She wants to get the double. I said that she left yesterday in the 1,500. She loves to lead from the front. Well, today she was patient. She waited and waited, and she got to the front, as I said, just over halfway through this race. And here we go. She's going to get 2 laps to go now, and she's stretched this field now over nearly 200 metres. So Lawton comes through. She's your leader. Next comes through will be Polkinghorn from New South Wales. I reckon that is Waters next, the WA athlete. We'll just make sure she comes through there. Yes, it is. It's Waters coming through next. She was so good yesterday in the 1,500. Then follows her, Aaliyah Bennett, the bronze medalist in the 1,500. And behind them it is Ava Johnston, Mitch.
So out in front, she's really in a league of her own here at the moment, is Eliza Lawton. So she's out there and up. She'll be racing the clock. She's got that gold medal in her hands, and she looks really in control and comfortable at that. The rest of them now just fighting it out, doing a good job to maintain in that third position is Leah Waters. So she moved out there into outright third. She had some company with her for a while, but she doesn't have that any longer. Polkinghorne is still in front of her, but out in front, she's up the track, and she's a mile home. 550 metres remaining here now for Eliza Lawton, and she just looks in total control. She was ultra impressive yesterday. We knew she'd come back here and back it up with something really special, and she's out there now. Maybe a slight grimace on the face. She's out there on her own. The move she made wasn't slight, it was aggressive. She said, if you want to come and get it, you know what pace I'm going to be at, you can come and find me at the front of the field. So Lawton back from Polkinghorne, Waters in third, and then fourth and fifth. They're going to work together in tandem to try and get them up here on the track, but out in front, Eliza Lawton, she has 400 metres remaining, and she's clear. It's the battle now for these minors that becomes incredibly interesting. So New South Wales, Polkinghorne, she sits there in second. Now starting to approach her is Leah Waters. Back one further from there is going to be our Queenslander and Ava Johnson, and then even closer to her is Aaliyah Bennett there of New South Wales. 300 metres remaining though now. She looks so in control here, Eliza Lawton. We'll be watching the clock. That's the most important thing here at the moment for her. She is out by 80 metres. Call it nearly 100. It'll be interesting to see how it booms down here on the straight. The championship record here is 9:42. So keep in mind 9:42 on this clock. She should be well and truly under it. And Eliza Lawton with 120 metres to go. She's out and clear.
So Mitch, Eliza Lawton, you said it, we're going to be clock watching for this last 120 metres. So the time to watch is 9:42. She hits the home straight. She needs about a 17-second last 100. She's really kicked down this pace. Eliza Lawton, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see her win double gold. Are you going to see her break 2 championship records? Yes, you are. She's going to smash it. She's gone 9:38.8. Eliza Lawton, what a run, what a carnival, what a championships. The battle for silver now is phenomenal behind. It's Waters, and it's also the New South Wales athlete in Polkinghorne. So out wide, it's going to be Polkinghorne fight back. The New South Wales athlete, Polkinghorne's going to get the silver. Waters will take her second medal of the championships after silver yesterday. She gets the bronze, the West Australian. Good fight on there. Really good run from Bennett, who was so brave yesterday in the 1500 also. Next through Ava Johnston of Queensland. We keep coming through the field here. Olivia Law with a good run. Next will be the Queenslander in Van Loggenberg. Then Isabel Rhodes of Victoria. Some good finishing, fast finishing. The Queenslanders here looking for personal bests. That'll be Zoe St John and also Lola White. Behind her it'll be the West Australian Meg White, who piloted the field through the first kilometre. And then next through the line will be Laura Bray. As our last 2 runners now just make their way into the home straight. Wow, what running there. She's running a 3:02 last kilometre, Mitch. So what a kick down. She's gone 3:22. She's sat at the back of the group. She's gone 3:14 and she's run 3:02 for the last kilometre. There's good finishing there from Laura Bray of Queensland and also Annabelle Jessup of New South Wales. 2 golds, 2 championship records. Eliza Lawton, very special day.
Great racing. As I said, the move that she made wasn't for the faint-hearted. You needed to really make sure that you were on it because she was doing such an awesome job just to sit there. And then when she found her moment, or she decided it was her moment, she certainly didn't wait around. So she's one to watch coming through these junior distance ranks is Eliza Lawton.
So Mitch, tell us, how hard? I mean, obviously the 3:22 for her is pretty controlled. 3:14's probably, the 3:14's probably about her average race pace if you actually look at her PB. So how do you get down to 3:02 for that last kilometre?
It would be a body of work in terms of volume to be able to do something like that. So typically, you know, when you're these younger ages, you can develop speed a lot faster and a lot easier. But to be able to turn it on over the back end, it's incredibly impressive and a testament to her coach.
Obviously, she ran 4:21 yesterday. So we know what sort of shape she's got there at the 1500 and what speed she has. But terrific run, Eliza Lawton. Nana, how's this javelin going?
We have White Hill in the lead with 52.81, and currently on the runway we have
South Australian.
South Australian.
I think we've got the wrong one up.
So they're in the first round.
I know, Zayden Camish it is. Aidan Camish, the New South Australian. We'll wait for an update on that result.
So we currently on the same runway have the under-17s and under-18s in the decath.
That makes so much more sense. Nana, lucky we have you here for the brains in the box.
You're too kind.
So our women's under 16 3,000 is next, and then we roll into a big number of hurdles finals, sprints hurdles finals at that.
Oh.
But our women's under 16 3,000 will be up next.
So Mitch, just confirming those results there, 9:38.83 for Eliza Lawton. Polkinghorne goes 9:58.42 in a personal best. Leah Waters goes 9:58.94 in a personal best. Aaliyah Bennett goes 10:07.27 in a personal best. Nava Johnson 10:09.59. There was personal best and season's best right down to number 10 in the field, Mitch. So
deep.
It was good pace. It was just a good, solid pace set, and you saw it. It was Meg. I think it was the West Australian Meg White who just set a good tempo at the start, and then once Eliza Lawton went bang, the rest just tried to hold on for the last 3.5 laps.
It was always going to be hard to hold on. She's so impressive when she makes those moves, and you can see that. There'd be plenty of women who would have backed themselves in to be close to her, but once that move was done, the race was over. So that's called dominating a race. That's exactly how you do it. So Eliza Lawton, she's one to watch, as I said earlier, in these junior ranks. So she'll be very happy. Seem like some happy coaches down there, all hugging and embracing their athletes, which is one of the best parts of these junior championships. It's a very big family atmosphere. So everybody loves everybody. Everybody gets around one another. There's a lot of tears, a lot of hugs. It's great to see. So a big crowd here in South Australia as well. The stadium is nearly full. There's heaps on this back straight around the bend as well with this beautiful cement seating into the grass. It is nice and comfortable, nice and sunny, right where you want to be. The sun is beaming, hardly a cloud in the sky over the stadium. The windsock's doing all kinds of things, but outside of that, it's pretty textbookly beautiful.
Mitch, so many starters. I know you mentioned it was a big field. We've got the split start here, so
26
on the split start line. So great to have them all in one final. None of this A and B final.
Now, as a sprinter, how do you navigate a split start?
To get out of there.
What are we doing?
So you can see here.
You don't cut it. You don't cut in. That's for sure.
Well, it'll flash on your screen. You can see these yellow cones. We're off here now. So these women on the outside will wait until these yellow cones run out, and then they can cross in to meet the rest of our field. So you have to stay on the outside until those cones run out, because you wouldn't believe it, we've got 26 starters here in this under 16 3000. Rashid, McKay, Doggan, Khan, Grafsma, Hugh Slip, Farley, Houghton, Muke, Colosi, Gall, Williams, Hegarty, Nottenbelt, Brown, Quarrel, Ling, Jarvis, Fraser, Adams, Swoboda, Hume, Boyd, Williams, Capel, Humphrey. That's pretty impressive. Didn't skip a beat there. So 26 women are out on the track here, and it is a big cluster. They'll go to lane 5, some of these towards the tail end of it, to find themselves in a position of where they want to be. Borderline hard to tell where you want to be honest, because there's not too many times you'll race 25 other competitors in one field. So they'll slow it up a little bit here and allow themselves to find a spot. You can see the South Australian red on the inside of the track. New South Wales and Queenslanders out in front. Leading it there is Khan. On her outside shoulder look like Abby Hegarty. So Jessica Khan tasked with the job to lead through 25 women. They'll go through in about 79 seconds. Khan to Hegarty, that's the 1-2. Throw a blanket over to the rest of them. You can see in the middle of the field, Paige Rashid, the South Australian. She'll have company from her fellow stateswomen. But out in front here and moving along, it is our Queenslander and New South Wales athletes, as now the fracture begins to form. And it'll be slight, but it'll be something.
Yeah, Mitch, there was a real change of tempo there. They weren't happy with the first 400. A few of them weren't like in the old heel clip. So it looks like Sienna Colossi for me just picked up the tempo nice and quickly. Jessica Khan went with her straight away. Behind that, Houghton, the other New South Wales athlete. Howslip, who we've seen so many times at these national championships in general. Behind that, Grafsma of Victoria. And then I reckon it might be Tilly Williams also in that lead group, but I'll just wait for that to be confirmation as they go through. But what have we got now? We've gotten to 8 in the lead group, and I've missed one of them there. It might be Gorwell, it will be, or Gall, the New South Wales athlete with the long socks, and those very distinctive long socks. And Philippa Quarrel also in that lead group. So that's your lead group of 8. So I reckon we've got Colossi in there, we've got Khan, we've got Houghton, we've got Houslip, the Queenslander, Grafsma from Victoria in that lead punch, Tilly Williams, her teammate, Eva Gorwell from New South Wales, and also in that lead group, Philippa Quarrell, and they're the 8 at the moment who've just broken away, Mitch, as they go through. They're going to come past us this time. It'll be 1K when they get through. So we saw the under 15 girls go through in 3:22, so we'll watch with interest what the time is here. They've split the pack, and now they've slowed it back down. Colosi, the New South Wales runner, as the West Australian tries to do a little bit of work behind them to latch on there, and that would be Nottenbelt. So she's the one in no man's land at the moment, just trying to make up some distance, and she's going to try and make it a group of 9 at the front there. So with West Australian, Nottenbelt trying to join the front group, and then back there behind them, another New South Wales athlete and that would be, I reckon, Rose Jarvis. Actually, it's the Victorian who's get stuck by herself. So a lead pack of 9, Mitch, as they went through in 3:18.
Yeah, so they've been able to latch on. And you mentioned it's Tilly Williams, the Victorian. She's towards the back of it with Nottenbelt. So she'll spot them a slight bit of room. It's a 7 back to a 2. Now Williams latches back on, so it goes back to 9. So this group now, you can see the injection of pace. There's something about this back straight that inspires these athletes because it seems to be the time that they decide to move. Jessica Kahn, she leads it through out in front. The next one there is going to be Hugh Slip. Moving through really well as well. Just wanted to follow it was Grafsma, the Victorian. She went around the outside shoulder of Colosi, who's a sub-10 runner herself. So Grafsma wants to be there when these two start to move, and they're moving now. So it's Jessica Kahn. Outside of her there is going to be Hugh Slip. So Kahn and Hugh Slip are a 1-2 here at the moment. Grafsma wanted to move through, but she sits there in 4th. She'll have to latch on to her competitor in front to really see if she's got a chance there, and it is going to be Colosi who's tasked with the job to bring these two back. Now, they've managed to pack up all the way through this 3,000, but this seems like a definitive move. It seems like a hard move. So these two out in front. The next one to chase there is Quarrel. She can sense it, so she's up there now, Quarrel. Thought would go with her there was Colosi, but maybe she'll spot them some room and back in the final stages of her 3,000 metres. But a really good performance here from these two out in front. They know what they need to do. They know where they need to be. Quarrel is the one in pursuit, and she'll latch back on. So well done there from the New South Welshman, or New South Welsh woman, I should say. She's sitting there in 3rd, but doesn't want to relinquish the rail here either, and I can understand it from Jessica Kahn. You don't want to run any further than you need to. She's going to keep Hugh Slip on the outside.
So Kahn it is who's working up there. So her and Addison Houslip last year was 6th and 4th in this race respectively, and they're looking to work their way on the podium this year. And the chaser you mentioned there, Philippa Quarrel, she was gold medalist at the All Schools in Perth in this event. So some real talent at the front end. You've also got in this race from last year, we mentioned Eva Gorwell there, and also Colosi was 5th in 23. Gorwell was 20. It was silver in this race last year. So a real talented field out in front. And I don't think by any means that the position's going to be made up yet, as we've got some real chasers coming from behind. But at the moment, Houslip and Kahn trying to run the others off their feet. So we hit down the home straight here. We're going to have 3 laps to go. So 1,200 metres to go. And for the first time there, Houslip has made a really good move. So I'm pretty sure she's also a triathlete up in Queensland there, Addison Houslip, and she's gone to the front. She's going to be tracked through now by the Jessica Kahn of New South Wales, as we mentioned earlier. Quarrel's the one chasing them next. She's in 3rd position. And then we've got roll back to more New South Wales athletes. We've got Grasma trying to do some work. And you've also got Nottenbelt there, who was a medalist in the All Schools in Perth likewise. And look at this big pack now coming through with 3 laps to go, Mitch. It's a big battle for the minor places, those top 10 positions. But it's going to be 1K to go when they go through 200 metres. I'll give you an update as you call them through.
So it's really impressive here what she's done, Houslip. She's decided she doesn't want to wait around. So it was a tandem. It's easy to work into, but she wanted to go solo, 6:29 through the 2K, Nick. So she's on for a fast pace here, the Queenslander. So she's up. She's about 30 metres ahead now of who was really impressive early Kahn. She now finds herself in that silver medal position over this last kilometre. This is where you start to see the moves made. The cadence of the legs continues to rise, and now they want to battle it out for these minor medals. So out in front here, really impressive is Houslip. She's a 9:53 competitor in this field of 26. She found her spot. She said, okay, this is where I want to go, and she made the most of it. So Houslip out in front. She's then got to trail back to Kahn. Further back there in the third position is Colosi. She's done well to go out and target Quarrel, who was the one who made that move. So she's there now, Colosi. She's in third. She'll be in pursuit of House Slip out in front. And between them all is Jessica Khan. So this 1, 2, 3 looks really strong. The order of 2 and 3 might be the thing up for debate, but out in front, they'll have to work incredibly hard to get after the Queenslander because she's been ultra impressive over this last kilometre of racing. And she'll have 600 to go now as she rounds up to this 200-metre marker on the track. And House Slip it is. She's out there. These minors, they're not done yet.
So Mitch, she's done a really good job of it. As you said, 3:18 first kilometre, 3:11 kick down. So it's splintered the group apart. Very similar to that Eliza Lawton type of move where you just blow the group apart and try to run them off their feet. So Lawton, you can see on your screens now, she's working her way past the pole vault into the shadows now as we get a little bit later into the Adelaide perfect afternoon it is. She looks terrific as she comes down the front straight there, really springy, bouncing along there for this 3,000 metres. She's going to have one lap to go. She'll get the bell. So House Slip it is. The race on for second now is going to become on in earnest because we saw a little look over her shoulder there. So our New South Wales teammates are going to be joining each other as they come past me there. Jessica Khan look through, 8:31 at the bell. And the fastest mover on the track at the moment is undoubtedly Sienna Colossi, who's got herself now from 5th and has worked her way up into 3rd. Very quickly, she's going to go into 2nd. And Philippa Quarrel may be the only other threat for the medals now, Mitch.
So House Slip is up there. She's gone. This is really interesting from 2 to 3. So you mentioned it beautifully there, Nick. Colosi's actually the second fastest in the field. So she really bided her time to get up into this silver medal position, although she still doesn't even have it because holding on well there is Jessica Khan. So it's a New South Wales tandem in 2 and 3. As I say that now, she moves around Colosi. Out in front, though, is House Slip. She made the move the earliest. And with 200 metres to go, she's in total control of this field of 26. So the Queenslander, 170 metres remaining for her. Next one up there was Colosi. She's now moved on past Khan, who was so good through the middle stages of this event, and she finds herself in the bronze medal position. But 100 metres to go, the Queenslander. Well, she made the move so definitively. She told them to come and get her, and they couldn't. And she'll be a national champion here in the under-16 3,000 metres. Hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your national champion. Great performance here from Addison Housley. She'll salute. She'll be a national champion, and she's delighted. Great racing there from her. Sienna Colosi now from New South Wales will come through. She'll be your silver medalist and your bronze medalist. She did so much of the work. Jessica Khan, she goes home with some hardware. And that was some great racing on display there. Philippa Quarrel now of New South Wales comes through. She'll be 4th. The rest of this field of 26, yes, 26 young women of the nation's best here in the 7.5 lap event. We'll have some company, some kick downs here along the home straight. Not in Belt, she'll just hold on. Oh, that was a fast finish there from Gall of New South Wales. These two as well battling it out. Houghton on the inside. She might just get there. The next one up over the line there, back was Capel from Queensland. Now Western Australia's Brown as well. As we now see, it is Emily Boyd of Queensland coming through. The Victorian in Jarvis finishes off. And also McGay of Western Australia, she's out there and up. So we'll take a break here as these women come towards the end. We have quite a few here remaining. We'll call them through and then go to a break here on the broadcast here in the stadium, though. Next one through was Doggan. As South Australia's Rashid as well is coming down to the start-finish line. So Rashid here, the South Australian, she'll finish off her event. And hopefully she's okay here. Alice Lang, she looks to have a slight limp as she comes across the line. So we hope you're okay down there. As now we see our final competitor come through here and round out this event. It's Millie Fraser. So well done to her. We'll throw to a break here. We'll be right back. Plenty of action remaining here at the Australian National Championships.
Could it be? It is.
That's the face of somebody who wants to be a champion.
Another World Championship qualifier for Shelley Jenica.
Caldwell goes up to her. Oh, won't relinquish. It's going to be one of the greats.
So we're back here. Thank you for joining us here. 7+ coverage, doing a phenomenal job. The boys in the back of the booth, as I've said, they're the ones that actually keep this thing going. We're just a bunch of voices. These guys keep us live on air. Big shout out to Nick and Darcy for the work that they do. And we'll have some 90-metre hurdles coming up. There's no Nick Wall in here to try and trick me up as well. There's 9 flights of these. Before anybody asks me.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Want to double check?
Well, now that you've said that, no. It's like when you sit an exam and too many answers are B, 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 B,
just
B.
gotta back
thinking,
yourself.
well, that can't be right. Well, that's the reason I say I failed exams. But anyway, I think my calculus professors would tell you otherwise. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I shouldn't have second guessed.
We
myself.
see Xavier Davies on the runway. He has a throw of 47.06 to his name. That is his furthest throw of this competition in the under-17 javelin for the decath.
So the decath jav. Thank you, Nana.
Keeping the field in check.
You are keeping the field in check. You're doing a great job. There you go. Now you're set up. Hey, it's our women's under 15 90-metre hurdles. They're going to kick things off here, and we're only going to move out from there by the looks of things. So under 15, under 16 finals. They'll be up next. So, no, it's just you and I in here. Nick stepped out.
Probably
So
the
you
two
can call these
worst
ones.
people to call hurdles. We think they're jumping over them.
Yeah, well, you know, to the naked eye, I guess that is what you're doing, but of course we were wrong.
But we're here to give a technical analysis.
Yes.
We've got to be right.
So you're
in the
hurdling these,
words
not
we
jumping
use.
them. Yeah, we tried our best. What more can you ask? So to be a good field, Jemima Hood, the Victorian, she'll be the one to watch. They're going to go through their warm-ups, but let's give you some insight. So Mia Elrich, the South Australian, she's in lane 2. Olivia Dunlop of Queensland. Sorry, Elrich lane 1. Dunlop lane 2 of Queensland. Ruby Zachetti from WA in lane 3. Molly Brayshaw from WA in 4. Jemima Hood, the one to watch in lane 5. Following her to watch is Taya Clayton of Queensland. She's in 6. Allegra Little in 7. Isla Maris in lane 8. And Leah Leem Brugen in lane number 9. Some great names in here. Big stickler for names. I love a good name on an athlete. One that I can call home. I was saying earlier, Mark Mavrakis. The Mavrakis last name would make for a great horse name. But anyway, unsure whether the Mavrakises are into any of that. So it's going to be really fun here to watch. Jemima Hood and Clayton, they're right next to each other, Nana. I think they'll be the ones. Hood, you remember from earlier in the day, the bright pink bow, easy to spot.
I think the Victorians have had a chat about the bright pink bow. We've seen a couple of them this weekend.
Oh, I've heard Tom Gamble's been making them behind the scenes. His partner Ash has set him up with the bright pink bows. I love a bit of
Love your
bright
work,
pink.
Tom.
And Hood's got the bright pink shoes on as well, so she's gone the double.
We will be able to spot her.
Well, I'm petitioning that Australian athletes at these Olympics or Australian teams should be forced to wear the knitted hair ties that Eleanor Patterson makes in her spare time. So I don't know if you've seen them.
Ooh, no, I haven't, but I want one now.
World-class knitter Eleanor Patterson. Met her mum on the weekend. I said, is this where you get it from, Eleanor? And mum told me, well, I actually did used to make her clothes as a kid. Even her jeans, I found out, which was amazing. I didn't know that parents could do that. My mum made my clothes for me, actually, when I was a kid. Shout out to you, Mum. I know you're watching on at home. So thanks for all the fun clothes. My nephew's now rocking them all, so he's having a good old time. Anyway, it's not about what my nephew can do. It's what about these women's under 15 90-metre hurdlers can do. Elrich on the inside. Dunlop in lane 2. Zachetti, the WA athlete, she's in 3. Brayshaw is in 4. Jemima Hood is in 5. Taya Clayton in 6. These are 2 to watch here. Allegra Little as well, 1 to watch in lane number 7. Isla Maris and Leah Leem-Brugen. I'll tell you what, she was 13.68, but I have a feeling maybe a small queue. That's why she's out in lane number 9. So could see the closest to your screen jump out really quickly here. But no, for me, Jemima Hood is the one to watch in the middle of the track.
I think you're right with that one.
So the under 15 event, stacked with talent. So they need to run pretty quick. So I was looking at what the championship record is. It's 12.40. I'm not sure who set that, but must have been Sally Pearson back in the day or something.
Or Delta. Could have been recently broken.
Of course.
We've got
Could
some
be
talented
Liz, yeah, could
Liz,
be
Michelle, Celeste.
Yeah. Hannah Jones.
Pick of the bunch.
A whole stack of them it could be. I can tell you, I can see Nick Wall out on the track. He's at the 200-metre start. All the places you'd find Nick Wall on this athletics track, I would have thought we'd find him in the commentary booth, but he's decided against. Can you see him over there? He's the yellow hat. He's in front of the man with the yellow hat. My former coach, Stephen Ellinghouse. Selling Houses Australia. He actually owns real estate on the bend of Box Hill, Stephen Ellinghouse. Who cares about him when we've got the best of the women's under 15 hurdlers in front of us here. So Elrich, Dunlop, Zacchetti, Brayshaw, Hood, Clayton, Little, Maris, Leem-Brugen. Leem-Brugen the closest to you. Watch for her, the Queenslander. She'll jump really well. Hood with the pink bow. She's one to watch. Women's under 15 90-metre hurdles. Here we go. So really good start was Leem-Brugen the widest, but now Jemima Hood over hurdle 2, moving nicely. Clayton on her outside as well, but Hood, the Victorian, she's out and clear, needs to get over cleanly. 1 more remaining, she's home. Well done, Jemima Hood. 13.11 out to Little, and then Maris 2nd and 3rd. So Leem-Brugen was really fast off the start, but Jemima Hood by hurdle 2, technically sound, and she was away.
I think you picked it at the start there, Mitch.
So Jemima Hood, she was ultra impressive. And 13.11 is quick. She came through 13.33. We look at the replay here. Hood in the middle of the track. She was just so technically sound, so strong as she comes over the top of these hurdles. 1 more remaining, and there she was. She was home. Clayton as well as Little. They were both really impressive as well, Nana. So 13.09 officially for Jemima Hood. Taya Clayton, the Queenslander. 13.32, and Allegra Little, she'll be your bronze medalist in 13.44 for the women's under 15 90-metre hurdles.
We see Toby Dawson lining up on the runway. He's currently 9th place in the javelin.
So he sent that javelin a mile. Oh, look at this fan club. Oh, I'll have to get a read on who that is. I think it's Alyssa Michael. I think. There's 2 New South Wales competitors next to each other, so that's why this one is hard to figure out. I've made a note of it. We'll give her fan club a big shout out here should she do well. If it is her, she's right around the marker. So is Molly Raymond. So let's go through it here. Inside of the track from New South Wales, it's Emily Beanfile. Lane number 2 from Western Australia, Angelina Costa. Lane number 3 could be the one with the... It is Alicia Michael. So her family and friends are here. Molly Raymond is in lane number 4. Laura Wong, the Victorian. She is blistering. In lane number 5, Macy France, the Queenslander, in 6. Jameson Harding, the Victorian, in 7. Addison Farinazzo, apologies there, from Queensland in 8. And Aisha Shea from the ACT in 9. Geez, this field is not split by much. Laura Wong, the fastest in the middle of the track. And then inside of her, Molly Raymond, she was 12.99, so she dipped under 13. And so I think that fan club might be for Molly Raymond or maybe Emily Benefield. You know what? We'll find out depending on where their phones are turning. No, this is going to be a cracking race here in the women's under 60 90-metre hurdles.
I'm very excited to see Laura Wong. We noted before that she was in the 100-metre final, and she had the fastest qualifier into the final and a PB run.
So Laura Wong, she's been so good over these hurdles for much of her junior career.
Also her brother, who's hopefully got a ticket to Peru at the World Juniors this year.
Will Wong, wasn't he something?
It runs in the family, clearly.
Bit confused here reading the records. Championship records 12.24, national records 12.31. So not quite sure how that works, but either way, those will be the fast times that we're looking for, although we'll see how they go here. So I won't be game enough to call it a national record until that's verified. And so our women's under 16 hurdles, they'll be ready to go. Already read them out, but we'll go one more time. Emily Beanfile of New South Wales 1. Angelina Costa of WA in 2. Alyssa Michael in 3. Molly Raymond in 4. Laura Wong, 12.52 for her in 5. Macy France in 6. Jameson Harding in 7. Addison Farinazzo, the Queenslander, in 8. And Aisha Shave from the ACT. She's in lane number 9. Here we go. Women's under 16 90-metre hurdle championship of Australia. So we'll come back. Be a yellow card here, I would think. Unsteady. Maybe Macy France, the Queenslander.
So I heard you talking there, Mitch, briefly about the family connection with the Wongs there.
Will Wong.
Harding, of course, as well. Big family connections there. We've seen all 3 girls run.
They've been everywhere, haven't they?
Yep, Jamison also, of course, the pole vaulter in the middle of them.
So I wonder, Laura Wong, Will, her brother, spent some time with Ladji and Sasha Zoya.
They did.
Whilst he was out here in Australia. I'm sure Laura Wong benefited from that as well.
So
Zoya's coach.
Raymond and Wong, the fast ones out of the blocks, and we'll see where Harding gets into the race.
So Laura Wong in the middle. Watch out for her. Here we go. Oh, really good start there from Laura Wong. She managed to hold her feet, the Victorian. Inside of her as well as Michael. But here we go, Laura Wong, the Victorian. She's got some company from Harding on the outside. Wong to Harding, Harding to Wong. 12.56. Well, that was quick.
I think Harding might have thrown it. She could have come home late.
Wow, that is fast. 12.56. Bear with us here for these live results. Oh,
it's going to be a lot. Oh.
Nick, I'm going to go the other way. I think maybe Wong.
No, well, Nana and I have, look, you know, either way here, we can't lose up in the box being Victorians, but wow, Harding was just a half a stride behind. They touched down together over the last hurdle. Wong's lent early. Harding stayed upright.
Here we go. Jameson Harding, 12.55 is your national champion. So she gets it on the dip. Nick, Laura Wong, 12.57. And Molly Raymond of New South Wales, 12.94 for her for the bronze medal. Raymond clan down here, very happy about this one.
PBs for both girls.
Wow, what a race. Laura Wong, she was 8 for 8 hurdles, had a clear gap. Jamison Harding just threw everything at her. We saw Harper in the 200-metre final just earlier. We saw Shakira lead. We saw Shaq lead the 300-metre hurdles, the 400-metre hurdles for 300 metres, and she got run down. She's a busy day for the Hardings. Imagine being mum and dad there trying to get from event to event and keeping the nerves. But
I'm most excited about this crew down here. Molly Raymond's entire family. Mum's in tears, it looks like, or it could be her coach. So that's what it's all about here at these juniors. But if we've learned anything from day 6 of these national championships, dip at the line and run through the line. Those are the 2 biggest things, because tell you what, Jameson Harding, I mean, Laura Wong, she nearly fell over out of the block. She was trying to beat it that quickly. She was impressive over those first 4 flights, and then Jameson Harding just took over, and that back end was so impressive. She comes away with the national title.
And Mitch, I tell you what, this celebration of the Raymonds here, I tell you what, pretty exciting for them. Coach, family, friends, they are absolutely in party mode down here.
I can see someone's watching it down here. They're watching back the stream. They should have a good bit of love on the stream here, the Raymonds. So I'm unsure, coach, family, whoever it is, thumbs are up. She was bronze. She was impressive.
Dad looks very happy.
No, we're just
I don't know where Mum's gone. Mum's going to go run the hurdles.
But we're just naming people. They could be anyone. They just could be friends, family.
Just be fans.
But anyway, look, what a run, what a race. The javelin, meanwhile, continues on there in that decath. It's hard to find where that one's landed. Probably about at 33 metres. But what great hurdling from those under 16 girls.
That was an exciting race.
It was. Nana, I saw you just getting so excited behind it. Maybe it's because it was 2 Victorians.
I think it was because it was 2 Victorians. I've seen them both around the tracks at Glen Huntly and Box Hill. So great competition they'll have for the next couple of years. Yeah,
they're gonna have plenty of competition. When you think that also Jemima Hood won the race before, I imagine, from where I was, that's 3 strong Victorian hurdlers there. Times on your screen now, 12.50. Times on your screen in the stadium, that is 12.55 for Harding. Wong 12.57, Raymond 12.94. Aisha Shave just misses the podium after being on the 100 podium yesterday, 13.09. Faranazo 13.30. France 13.42 of Queensland. Benefiel, New South Wales 13.53. Costa 13.75. And Michael rounded out that field. What a run. I reckon, Mitch, you were so close to calling it. You thought Wong was home.
I thought she had it, yeah. I thought she had the nudge. I thought she was there. Said, Gout Gout, move on past us here. Camera in hand. Wouldn't know that he just won a national title only a matter of hours ago.
And what I love about him, we're fans of him and he's fans of the sport.
Yeah.
And he's a fan of the sport.
Which is absolutely sensational. So phenomenal racing. Straight into the presentations down there as well. So really, really impressive racing there over the 90 hurdles. Up next is our men, 15s and 16s, and they stretch out to the 100-metre hurdles.
And they had a flight.
3.8 centimetres, so 10 sets of hurdles out there for these men, and these should be fast.
Mitch, well called for those two girls' hurdles races. Apologies about they're catching up with the famous Stephen Ellinghouse after those 3,000 metres.
I know, we could see it.
Yeah, I can see you out there.
It was it's hard to tie the great man down between winery visits this week in South Australia.
Yeah.
But here we are. So we've got
plenty of junior talent, Steve Ellinghouse. Give him his flowers there too.
Daniel DeSwart here from Queensland will be in lane number 1. Campbell Bannister, WA, will be in lane number 2. Akim Kaba, the New South Wales athlete, in 3. Trevon Ackerman, he was very good in the heats this morning, the Western Australian. Bo Sinclair, New South Wales, in 5. Harry Osborne, we see him back here after his excellent performance in the decathlon, on the heptathlon, from Queensland, in lane 6. Max Farrugia, New South Wales, in 7. Nate Hall, Victoria, in 8. And Amon Henderson. Now, Henderson here could be one to watch. He hit a hurdle hard in the heats, Mitch. You called him this morning. He got his way through with a little queue. But don't be surprised if we see a medalist or even a victor from here, from the outside lane, lane number 9 from the ACT.
You could tell he was so stressed that he'd missed the final naturally. He didn't just hit the hurdle, he smashed it, and he did well to get through. So I agree with you here, Nick. I reckon he's one to watch on this outside. If he can execute this race perfectly, technically, he'll be right in there with a medal chance. So he'll be the closest to you on your screen from the ACT. As we've said, in the heats, he absolutely smashed the hurdle to pieces. But Ackerman, Sinclair, Osborne, Farrugia in the middle of the tracks, they're one to watch here. Nick, I'll leave it with you.
Yeah, for me, the WA and the ACT athletes might be the two, with potentially Sinclair. So good fast starts here. I like the start of Henderson out wide and Ackerman, the WA athlete, in the middle. So Ackerman of WA in the middle. We've had a hit there from Nate Hall, unfortunately. But here we go. It's Ackerman, the WA athlete. Hurdles getting smashed all behind them. We've lost 2 athletes go down. It'll be Ackerman, though. He pumps the arm up, takes the title appropriately. Osborne adds to his medal collection after the heptathlon. And Farrugia through in 3rd there. There were hurdles down everywhere. Have a look down the track. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 knocked over, including that last flight, bounced about 5 metres. Thankfully, all athletes are safe. I commented this morning, it's a wicked little rat tail at the back there that Bailey Colbert to be proud of there on Trav Ackerman. But he's taken the title and he's gone fast, 13.89, if you don't mind.
Technically the best in the field as well, Ackerman. You can just see him. He's hurdling those, not jumping them, so he looks really in control. The Queenslander really came late too over those last 2 sets of hurdles in Osborne. So
have a look at the replay here, Mitch, and look at the athletes in the middle of your screen, how many they're hitting down the middle. Just lazy on the trail leg a little bit.
Oh, great celebration too. We love that. He's been in the mirror. He's been celebrating. Osborne's second, Farrugia, you said, was 3rd. But yeah, Nick, I can see
look at him. That grin from ear to ear.
Jumping and hurdling them because Ackerman was hurdling. He looked so technically sound.
He's happy. I love the absolute elation in him. Whether it's the time or it's his national title, whichever way, he's just pumped.
That's a one-of-one haircut, bowl cut into a rat's tail. That is so impressive. Whoever cut, you might have to have a chat, young man. I'm ready for that haircut. That is impressive.
It's like a bit of a Billy Gower special for Melbourne.
I'm huge on that. Hey, I've had a few haircuts from Big Bad Bill. He's good on the Clippers.
So anyway, we move on. Next race is going to be the under 16. I'm excited for this one as well, Mitch. I'm very pumped for what's going to happen in the middle lanes here. I'm going to take this one from you.
Yeah, well, you'd think that this day is sponsored by Matthew Milias. He's been everywhere. So Milias whatever it is. He's looking to win. He's looking to be a gold medalist here today. He's taken 2 silvers. Matthew Milius, he's in the middle, lane 5, but he's going to have some work cut out in front of him.
So look, still plenty of action on the track. There's things happening everywhere in the field. There's warm-ups going on for high jump. There's warm-ups going on for javelin. As the javelin stopped today, there has been so much javelin today in between. Plenty of javelin action. And those two, ironically, they're going to be side by side as they were on Sunday here with the Opens when we had the Open women throwing next to the Open men. Here we're going to have the junior men and junior in both those events. But here, Coburn Best of New South Wales, Zach Evans of New South Wales, Evan Bainbridge, the Victorian, Thomas Purcell of Queensland, powerful athlete there, Matthew Milias of Victoria, Ken Ferrante, Tanakawa, the South Australian wonder watch here, the man who was in the heptathlon and was so good there, Alex Spadaro of New South Wales, Cameron Badger, New South Wales. We've seen the Badgers go all right this weekend, and Blade Thompson of Queensland. Middle lanes here could be anything. Milias, as we said, he was trying to conserve energy in the 400 early. He did the right things. It was the right thing to try and do to save himself for a last round jump in the long jump. He got picked on the line. Here is his chance for track redemption in front of the crowd. I'm going to make sure everyone knows exactly what happened today, because I heard a couple of people a bit harsh on him that 400, but he was trying to do the right thing by the multitude of events he does. I mean, how many athletes do 3 events in 4 hours? Not many.
Well, and he also had 2 within 1 hour. Not even. You can take out the 4th.
He's had the heat for this as well today, remember? So this is his 4th event today.
Absolutely. You can certainly make a comment on stopping up on the line, but Matthew Milius, you can't fault his effort, and he's still a young man. He's still so raw. So, you know, yes, maybe he could have run through the line more in the 400, but I'll tell you what, he is a talented young man, and I guarantee you for the rest of his days in this sport, he'll never do that again. So it's good to learn early.
So Spadaro on your screen there as well. We're looking at somewhere low 13s, potentially. It'd be crazy, but sub 13 is not out of the 13.06 championship record is not beyond these boys.
Even Gout Gout's got the camera out for this one.
Yeah, Thomas Purcell, one of their training members, I'm pretty sure. Good start. I like the way Bainbridge got away, and now Milias gets into his work. Ferrante Tanakawa, the heptathlete, he's got the lead at the moment. Ferrante Tanakawa is going to be hard to beat from there, and he's going to be your national champion. Out wide, it was the New South Wales athlete. I'm pretty sure it was Badger. It was Badger. He's done his hamstring on the line, but he's got a medal. And then we move back to it was Milias. For those that were watching early, Matty Milias has had 4 events in 4 hours. It's been a busy day for him. He tried to conserve some energy in the 400 because he was going back to the long jump where he took a medal as well. But there the story's all about Ken Ferrante Tanakawa. Unfortunately, I said Badger has done a hamstring, I'm pretty sure. But he's going to be on the podium. Let's watch here again. Ken Ferrante Tanakawa. What an explosive start after being so good in the heptathlon early this championships. Badger gets the lean, then does his hammy, gets the medal. And then Milias adds his 3rd medal in 3 hours.
Yeah, that's ultimately impressive. Cameron Badger, though, well done to get the dip there, young man. So we hope he's okay. He's haunched over, but he's still looking at the replay. You have got a medal, I promise you that. You've got a silver. Matthew Milius, he'll get the bronze. And like he said, Nick, to win 3 medals within the span of 4 hours, it's pretty impressive, I would have thought. So
results come up now. 13.88 for Ackerman. Oh, sorry, I've come by the wrong one. Apologies.
So Ferrante Tanakawa, I'll jump over. 13.07 for him. Cameron Badger, 13.27, and Matthew Milius 13.30. Bainbridge was close, 13.34, and then Spadaro, he was 13.55. Zach Evans 63. Blade Thomas 13.82. But Ferrante Tanakawa, he was hurdling, not jumping.
He was tremendous there. So while we take those hurdles off the track, a good time to again remind you of our wonderful partners from Chemist Warehouse.
The best.
So Chemist Warehouse is Australia's largest pharmacy retailer with over 8,000 staff members and a fantastic support of athletics in this country. Australian team members selected for junior and senior teams proudly wore the Chemist Warehouse brand of the national team kit in recognition of the retailer's significant support of the sport for the first time in 2023, and this will continue in 2024. So thank you to Chemist Warehouse, proud partners of the Australian Athletics Championships.
So up next, these will be some very relieved athletes on the track shortly. It's our women's heptathlon, 800 under 17. So we'll be looking happy to see the back end of this competition. Condon of Queensland, she's been leading pretty well the whole way through here, but this is going to be interesting, so bear with us on points here. So Condon is leading, Salita Roberts is in second. She's not all that far away. In fact, she's only about 70 odd points behind. So Salita Roberts, she's in that silver position at the moment. And then back to Ashley James, who's in third. She's the South Australian. So she's back there at 3,879. Gee, so this could really change up here depending on how fast this goes out. It's hard to accumulate big points, but we'll see what they can do, because Indiana Platten, she's 3,814, so she's 65 points back from the bronze medal at the moment, is Platten. And she'll be looking to see what she can do over this final event. And then back to Zara Nichols. So it might be hard to get from 5th to 3rd. 95 points from 3rd to 2nd. That's about 64 points from 2nd to 1st. And as I said, about 75 points from 4th to 3rd. So really depends how fast they go out here. These will be really interesting ones to watch. You can see our high jumpers out here as well. And you know what I love? They've put these women all in one race. So 1, 2, 3 lanes are going to share to kick things off. Hit number 1's Ashley James. She's in 3rd, as I've said. Adelina Condon, she's leading. We can see our high jumpers here too. So big loping strides here to get in and over this high jump bar. And a couple warming up here. So they'll go through the motions and up and over. Oop, no, we clips. So I always wonder what that does to the confidence as you start to enter into the competition, although it seems even the world's best clipped them. I was watching Yuval Reith on the weekend. He clipped a few in his warm-up. So too did Air Baden. And then Roman Anastasios, he was the other one on the podium. So big Roman, future director, watch out for him. And he was the bronze medalist. Of course, no Mitchell Stark.
Future director of?
Stark competing.
Future director of?
Just movies. He's gone through director school.
Right.
He's very talented.
I knew that he had a bit of media flair. I didn't realise that was actually his thing.
Very talented young
Good man, great man. His old man ran at Melbourne University back in the day.
So, as we said, no Brandon Stark competing in that event. Be interesting, that men's high jump. We talk about chasing points and chasing rankings there. One of them who will be chasing a lot. Well, Reith's 230. He's such an interesting man, Yuval Reith. He had the best interview of the whole championships, in my opinion, Yuval. Absolutely fascinated by him. I said, please never, ever, 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 ever media train that man. Let him be. I said, Yuval, what can you do? He said, why can't I be the next man to jump 240? He said, no one's done it since Mutaz Bashim, the Olympic champion. That was back in 2014. So Yuval said, you know what? Let's make a 10-year first. Why can't it be me? You heard him in his interview. I don't know if he did. He's doing his landscaping apprenticeship. He got to the last year. He said, nah, I want to jump bars. Went up from 227 to 229 to 230. Became the 6th man in Australian history to clear 230 as well. I could talk about Yuval Reith all day. I'm absolutely obsessed with him. Which is what tends to happen in this sport. You latch onto someone, then you go, oh, I like that. Great advocate for it as well, Yuval Reith. So, don't know if you're watching Yuval, you're probably not. But anyway, somebody who knows Yuval, send this on to him. He knows how I feel. I made it very known to him on Sunday. I said, Yuval, you're one of my favourites. I hope your manager, Sean Whipp, who will probably be watching, I hope he's taking care of you. Anyway, who cares about my rambling of Yuval Reith? Probably Yuval and his fans.
I care.
You care.
I care. As a Victorian, I care.
Absolute legend of Ballarat, Yuval Reith. He's going to take over the mantle of Steve Monaghetti shortly as the king of Ballarat, Yuval Reith. But as we move through here, it's our women's heptathlon. Adelina Condon is your leader. Next up there is Reiki Salita Roberts and then Ashley James. is through from there. So this is for your women's under 17. Okay, so there's not a lot of points between them. I've been telling you that. I'll give you the breakdown in a moment's time. Here we go. So between 1 to 2 is 57 points. Okay. Let's go 2 to 3. So 2 to 3 is 100 points. And then 3 back to 4, I believe, is 60 points. So there's hardly anything in that at all. That means 1 back to 4 is 217 points. So they're not going to make that up here in this one event. I can tell you that much. But it just goes to show the breadth of what we're dealing with here. I don't know what I've done to the roster app here. Press something and it's all disappeared. So anyway, I can tell you that for a fact though. I'm not wrong there. So 95 points, in fact, not even 100 from second to third. So 95 points from second to third. So that would mean, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my brain of live maths here, 212 points from first to fourth. Can't make that up, or you would have to run something absolutely outstanding to get there, and I'm certainly not saying that Indiana Platten, who's in fourth, isn't capable of doing such a thing. It would just take a lot. Okay, Ashley James, South Australia. She's in bronze. She's got the number 1 on her hip. Lily Smith, the Tasmanian. She's hip 2. Adelina Condon, she's your competition leader here into the last event. She's in 3. Japnik Kawar Badwell, she's 4 inside. Gabriella Marchek of Queensland, she's 4 outside. Reiki Later, Salita Roberts. She's your silver medalist at the moment. She's in 5. 6'2", Nichols, 6'1", Scarlett. Here we go. Let them go, actually. Here we go. So we're away here. It's the final event of our women's under 17 heptathlon. Doing quick math here. So your competition leader, Adelina Condon, she's out there in front. She's 57 points ahead of the silver medalist at the moment, I believe, which is Reiki Salita Roberts, who's 95 points ahead of Ashley James, who's only 60 points ahead of Indiana Platten. So there's a lot up for grabs here in this women's under 17 800-metre heptathlon. And they've gone out here at a blistering pace, so they'll all be trying to sort each other out here. They'll know where they need to be. The point breakdown, well, it doesn't seem like a lot. It can be hard to pick them up, though, in the last event. So it looks like our South Australians will be up the track and first out there. It might be Ashley James, who's in that bronze medal position. And moving along with her, maybe Barton. So we'll let them make their way around here into this home stretch. And as they do so, it is going to be James on the inside. So Ashley James is out in front. Next up is Barton. And then following along is Zara Nichols. So Ashley James is the one in the bronze medal position. So James back there. She'll have some company shortly. And then it goes to Reiki Salita Roberts there, the New South Wales competitor. She's a little bit further back. Now, gold medalist in Condon, she's through there as well, the Queenslander. So let's just see what happens here. It's going to be Salita Roberts who wants to get up there and join the party. She's in 4th. She might even move up towards that 3rd position. Ashley James doing everything she can to continue to push away in the bronze medal position. Indiana Platten a little bit further back, the Queenslander. She's sitting there in 4th. And now they make their way up this back straight, so a big boom. They're going to start to move here. The one who's going to push the tempo, I believe, is going to be Zara Nichols. So Nichols it is. She's out in front. She now leads through the group behind her. That's going to be Ava Barton. So Nichols to Barton. Ashley James, the South Australian, doing everything she can to hold on there. It's Salita Roberts. She's the silver medalist. She's in pursuit right now of James, who's currently holding on to the bronze. They're in 3rd and 4th, but out in front here to round out their competition. Have a look at this kick down. It's going to be our 2 here, and Barton just moves around the outside shoulder of Nichols. Barton will take it out. 2:27. These are the ones to watch. Ashley James currently currently has the bronze. She finishes off now. So too Jamison Towers it was. Reiki Salita Roberts there now finishes as well. So she was currently in the silver medal position. Next one up here is going to be Japnet Kaur Badwell and Adelina Condon. Well, she was holding the gold before the event started, so let's wait for these points to come through. The rest of this field now, ladies and gentlemen, these are all your competitors here in the women's under-17 heptathlon. A grueling 2 days for them, and they'll now round it out here. Our New South Wales competitor will finish it off. It's Scarlett Mitchell. She's done. Well done to all our women. We're going to wait here for these live points to come through to us, so bear with us. Hats off to you, ladies. Well done. Incredibly difficult event, this heptathlon. We'll be able to tell you where you stand in a moment's time, but you can see here on your screens a good kick down between these two out in front, so it was bragging rights to see who could take out the women's 800 metre heptathlon, and it was a good kick down late there. So okay, so here we go. I'm going to give you these points. I'm going to write them down quickly. And it looks like we're going to have a change. Here we go. The champion here for the women's under-17 heptathlon, Reiki Salita Roberts. She got there, the New South Wales woman. She comes out with 4,616 points. Incredible there. Adelina Condon, she's up next, 4,559. And South Australia's Ashley James, she's your bronze medalist, 4,556 points. 3 points in it from second to third. Great competition. Zara Nichols, the New South Wales woman, she was next, 4,422. Indiana Platten, 4,281 in fifth. So a change there in the last event. And what a performance that was, Nana. They get up there and Reiki Salita Roberts takes it in the last event.
It's not the best event for a lot of athletes, the 800, but a lot can change, as we saw in the placings with the under-17 girls heptathlon. But congratulations to all the girls who competed. A very grueling 2 days that has just ended.
So well done to our group there. And so we salute Reiki Salita Roberts as your national champion. Up next is our women's under-18. So this one will be fractured into 2 different heats. Oh, look at this. Nana, yeah, put it all out in front of me here.
I can't call a race, but I can help you out with the facts.
So, Nana, the real goat of this stream, it must be said. You just stuck with my voice.
It's quite calming.
All the legwork really goes on behind. I'm just literally just a vehicle for you to understand what's happening. Everybody else is the engine, the oil, the wipers, everything you could imagine to make this car move forward. So it is going to be heat 1 of 2 for our women's under-18 800 metre heptathlon. Inside of the track in 9th is Rihanna Di Giuseppe. Meg Grace Edwards, the New Zealander. She's in 10th. She's in lane number 3. Abby Severson of Queensland in 4. Elizabeth Lee, the Queenslander, in 5. Madison Carr, the Victorian, in 6. Imogen Boss of Western Australia in 7. Cheyenne Collier, she's in number 8, the Queenslander. And Louise Lavelle, the New South Wales woman, she's in lane number 9. So heat 1 of 2, the bulk of these. Oh, geez, this is going to be interesting in race number 1. I'll wait for that to happen in race number 2, but I can tell you it's going to come down to about 2 seconds difference, maybe even less. 1 second difference between our competition leader and our current silver medalist in the next race. But most importantly, Di Giuseppe, Grace Edwards, Severson, Lee, Carr, Boss, Collier, and Lavelli. Here we go. So heat 1 of 2 to round out our women's under-18 heptathlon. It's Di Giuseppe, Edwards, Stevenson, Lee, Carr, Boss, Collier, and Lavelle. So that's how they read here. The Queenslander, though, Collier, she'll be the fastest to kick things up this back straight. She'll move her way into the rail, and she'll be chasing as many points as she can get here to round out her impressive 2 days. So the rest of the pack now, they're just going to try and follow the Queenslander because she's out there and she's moving. So Queenslander and Collier, she's up there and really just kicking off her event as quickly as she possibly can. She'll be chasing the most amount of points she can get her hands on there, Cheyenne Collier. And She's moving really nicely at a decent clip. So Rihanna Di Giuseppe of Western Australia, Grace Edwards, they're 9 and 10 at the moment. Not too much separates them, 16 points in fact. They make their way into this home straight. The New Zealander and Grace Edwards, she now puts herself in that second spot, and she's ahead of Di Giuseppe, the Western Australian. So 67 seconds through the opening 400 metres. That's fast, as we now see Grace Edwards move into that next spot. Di Giuseppe is there, Lavelle as well behind her, Lee, the Queenslander, and Boss. Next one up there is Severson. She's moving through next, as this group now will just go in pursuit of the Queenslander, who is moving so well, Cheyenne Collier. She really hasn't slowed up, maybe in pace, but not in intent. The New Zealand is the only one who's going to go and get after her. Grace Edwards got a bit of room to make up, but she's moving at a decent clip as well. The rest of them moving nicely. It's Boss, the Western Australian, or maybe Di Giuseppe up this back straight, who will lead out a group of 3 behind her, but less than 200 metres to go here for the under-18 women's heptathlon heat 1 of 2. They'll round out a grueling 2 days of 7 events. And these women, they've been so admirable in the way that they've competed, and now they'll round it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, coming into this home straight, Cheyenne Collier, she'll take out heat 1 of 2 here in the women's under-18 heptathlon. 7 long events here for these ladies, and they'll round it out here. And Collier's going to do it with a bang. She's up there and gone. Great racing for her. She'll be just on 2:25. Oh, that's quick. At the end of all that, Meg Grace Edwards, now the New Zealander, comes through. We see the rest of them move through here. It's Elizabeth Lee from Queensland. Got around Imogen Boss of Western Australia, so they'll round out their day as well. Next one through here is Louise Lavelle from New South Wales. Great racing from her. Rhiannon Di Giuseppe, the Western Australian. She was in 9th position. She'll finish off her day. And the last one across the line here, Abby Stevenson. She'll finish off her heptathlon. So well done here to Stevenson. Heat 1 of 2 here in the women's under-18 heptathlon. They're done. An impressive 2 days for them. As we now turn our attention to the next of these 2 races. Great high fives all around. We love that. Bailey Van Den Broek, making sure she gets around all of her competitors. She'll go up the track in her own strides here too. So our next ones are up here. This is close. This is a very, very close competition that we're about to see out here in heat number 2. So we'll call them as they get a little bit closer to starting. But this under-18 women's event is not separated by much at all. And it's the bookends. We're going out of lane 1 and lane 9. So let's call it out here for you now. Lane number 2, the Queenslander, Monique Williams. She's the competition leader with 4,370 points. Charlie Ross, the Tasmanian, she's in 4th, 4,005 points. Then it's Tara Hollyoak. Then lane 5, Elizabeth Horn. Lane 6, Anika Jensen. Lane 7, Sienna McDonald, the Victorian. She's in 5th, 3,999. Currently holding on to that 3rd position overall is Jodie McCarthy Dempsey, 4,245 points. So Charlie Ross, technically the Tasmanian, is in a bronze medal position. And this is the interesting one. Bailey Van Den Broek, the Tasmanian, she's in 2nd, 4,058. So what I'm telling you here, if you didn't write all that down and do some quick calculations, which most of you wouldn't have, so let me tell you, Monique Williams, 4,070. She's only 12 points ahead of our silver medalist in Bailey Van Den Broek, the Tasmanian, 4,058 points. I could tell you Bailey Van Den Broek, she's got a 249.35 to her name. I would suggest that she's going to go out blistering here, and whatever it is that Monique Williams can sustain, Bailey Van Den Broek will be wanting to be one step ahead. So Williams, the leader. Ross, technically in 3rd, due to our New South Wales, or New Zealand competitor, I should say, being in that 3rd spot. We're about to get underway. So we're away here. Monique Williams on the inside. She'll have some company. Charlie Ross, Tara Holyoke, Elizabeth Horn, Annika Jensen, Sienna McDonald, Jodie McCarthy Dempsey, and Bailey Vandenbroek. So the bookends of this race, the Tasmanian and the Queenslander. The Queenslander's leading. She's only 12 points ahead, though, of Bailey Vandenbroek, the Tasmanian, who, well, they'll sit one in front of the other. So here we go. Out there now, moving well, is Elizabeth Horn. So she's out there with the Queenslander, Annika Jensen. So those two will set the tempo. They're out in front of the pack here. The next ones to follow suit will be a few on the inside. It's Charlie Ross. So she's currently in that bronze medal position for Australian. So has a hand on a medal because our New Zealander's in front of her. That's Jodie McCarthy Dempsey. She's third in the overall competition standing. So we're out here. It's Elizabeth Horn. She's leading it. Nobody really going with her here at the moment. And these are the ones to watch on the inside. So Monique Williams, that's the Queenslander moving around the shoulder. Bailey Vandenbroek, she's in that silver medal position. She's at the back here, the Tasmanian, so she'll try her best to follow through. Now moving is Ross. She wants to get around. Monique Williams is moving up nicely here. The Queenslander, Vandenbroek towards the back of the field. And our New Zealander is tucked in there nicely as well. So out in front here, though, it's Elizabeth Horn. She's leading out the second of these heats for our women's under-18 heptathlon. She's up the back straight here. She has a commanding lead. Charlie Ross, who was a bronze medalist at the moment, she's there in the second position. And she'll have a bit of work to do to get up to a silver. So I don't know whether that one will be possible. But nonetheless, here we go. Out the back, there's Vandenbroek moving through really well. I actually think that might be Monique Williams, the Queenslander. So bear with me. There's a multiple Queensland athletes here in this field. The one that's leading, though, is Elizabeth Horn. She's out there by a mile. So Elizabeth Horn will round into this home straight. And she'll take out the second of two heats here in the women's under-18 heptathlon. They round it out with an 800. And she'll come down and she will salute. So Elizabeth Horn, well done to you, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to win this women's under-18 800 metres heat 2 for the heptathlon. And it is Monique Williams, the competition leader. She's found something from nothing and she'll come through for second and she'll be a national champion as well. Well done to her. Next one up was Charlie Ross. Following through here, Sienna McDonald as well, the Victorian. Next one, McCarthy Dempsey of New Zealand. She'll finish off. So too Annika Jensen. And then Tara Holyoke and Bailey Vandenbroek, the Tasmanian. She's done. So like we saw in the under-17s, we'll wait and see the combined points. But really impressive racing there from Monique Williams, the Queenslander. She rounds it out. And she'll be happy with that one, Nana, I think, because she really was at the back of that field. And here we go. Okay, so this is updating here as we stand. So Monique Williams. Ooh, this is going to be so close. So Monique Williams, she is your national champion. 5,045 points for Monique Williams. 5,045 for her. The Tasmanian, Bailey Vandenbroek, 4,838 for her. So she'll claim the silver, and Jodie McCarthy Dempsey, she's third there overall, 4,805. Charlie Ross is going to hold on, 4,670 for the Tasmanian. So Ross there has her hands on the bronze medal. And Sienna McDonald was so close there, just couldn't quite get there. We'll throw down to Nick, though. Nick Wall, he's got a couple of our champions there with him. So you can see on your screen here, Nick Wall. Well, I can tell by his hand movements he's doing some impressive interviewing, but I think he's turned the mic off or whatever the reason is. Unfortunately, we can't hear him. That is our under-17 and under-18 champions, though, with Nick. And he's going back and forth here. He's doing a great job of interviewing. But unfortunately, for everybody at home and even in the stadium, we can't quite hear him. So really impressive there, Monique Williams, though. She was awesome. And so too was Roberts. She did a great job. So Nick, we couldn't hear you. The hands are up. He's admitted defeat, Nick Wall. He's done a great job all day long down there, Nick. So Nana, you've done it for me again.
I'm a superstar, I
You
know.
are a superstar. You're
But-
actually, I can tell you've worked with Tamsin.
She has given me a couple tricks.
Tamsin is undeniably the GOAT of stats, figures, stories, everything. She is the best.
I'd be a close second, though.
Yeah, you're approaching. You're right up there.
We just saw Ines from Victoria throw herself into third place in the under-16 javelin throw with a throw of 33.53. Winner is leading is Ella Leith in 36.93. So very close competition, but we've only seen 4 throwers so far.
So that's through the first round as well.
We see Zara O'Dea on the runway about to throw her first attempt.
So, well called there, Nana. So, our men's decath is off and absolutely flying. So here we go, the men's decathlon. It's the under-17 final. And they just absolutely jumped out of the blocks there. Didn't even see them start. So, in fact, this might be our men's under-18 decaf. I'm just trying to see here what's actually gone off. So on my list, it has men's under-18. And I'll get a really good idea of what it is. No, it's under-17. So men's under-17 is off. Jake Frost. He's the competition leader, the Victorian, and they're absolutely humming here to kick things off. So Frost it is that's out and up. So Frost leading, and geez, I'll tell you what, the rest of this field now, they just have to try and latch onto this pace. So Frost, 5,979 points, would you believe it? He's absolutely flying, is the Victorian. Nick Wall's favourite singlet out there on display. The next one up in the silver position was Xavier Dale, the Tasmanian. So, no, out in front here, it is Liam Piccolo, the Victorian. So Piccolo it is that leads. And next, back up here is this group. So they're going to finish with the 1,500 naturally, one of the harder ones. Xavier Davey, the Tasmanian. He's currently second in the competition. Then Jack Frost. So Jake Frost is leading the competition. Moving around him now is Davey, who's currently in second. Then it goes to Dylan Gardner. Further back there, Wyatt Hill, the Western Australian. But I don't think they're going to catch Liam Piccolo. He is miles ahead in this men's 1,500 under-17 decathlon final event for these young men. And they round out with the metric mile. So Piccolo out in front. The next one there, the Tasmanian. He's doing a good job. Xavier Davies putting a little bit of pressure on Jake Frost, the Victorian. Although quite a healthy points gap for them. So Jake Frost is 5,979 points. Xavier Davey, he's 5,612. And Wyatt Hill, the Western Australian, well, he's sitting there in third with 5,276. Dylan Gardner, one to watch, the Queenslander. He's also out there in fourth with 5,047. But out there in front, Liam Piccolo, the Victorian. He'll come down here. He'll hear the sound of the bell. Will the man with the big V on his chest. So there he goes. He's out there. He's got one lap remaining. Next up, Xavier Davey, the Tasmanian. He's had a really impressive competition. And he'll be looking to cash in on as many points as he can. And Xavier Davey, well, he's been very good across the long jump, shot put. He was 1 and 1, high jump second, 400 second. So he's been really consistent. Frost, though, he's just about won everything in the middle stages of this competition. He now goes through at the belt. The next one moving through here well is going to be Sherwin. And then behind him there, these Queenslander, he's quite comfortable. Sitting on his outside shoulder, though, from Western Australia is Wyatt Hill. He might even move on around. So Piccolo's still out in front, doing a really good job of it as well. He's not leaving anything to chance. He's going to go get as many points as he can. The Tasmanian, though, he is flying. Xavier Davey, he's trying to put as much distance into Jake Frost as he can, who's your competition leader. But this will be it. This will be the final 100 metres of our young man's decathlon here. Well done there to Liam Piccolo. It's been a grueling 2 days for the Victorian. You can see the grimace on his face. He's racing the clock now. He's racing for points. So well done there, Piccolo. The big V loves it. Straight across the chest. Next up here, the Tasmanian and Xavier Davey. And he's trying to get away. Look at Frost. He knows how many points are on the line. So Xavier Davey, he's currently your silver medalist. He's done. Jake Frost, he's your competition leader. He'll finish it out here as well. He just throws the hands over the line and says, that'll do. I'm out of here. Well done here to the South Australian, Jack Howard. He'll come across. That is a booming finish from Jack Howard. If he wants to run 1500s, he can with that stride pattern. Wyatt Hill, the Western Australian, he's your bronze medalist here, and he's done an incredible job to round things out. So next one up here to cross the line is Tyson Neal of New South Wales. And the rest of them now make their way through. So it was impressive racing. It's a good amount of points there. Davey to Frost, but it won't be enough to move on through. Well done, Dylan Gardner, the Queenslander. He's done. Next one up here is Benjamin Sherwin, and he'll finish out his day as well. And so great racing. Harrison Stewart, he's done here too. So the men's under 17 decathlon is all over. And I'll give you these points. Just bear with me for a moment while I get them up. And so I can tell you, Jake Frost, he's gone 6,593 points, the Victorian. He's your champion. Xavier Davey was next. He's gone 6,252, the young man from Tasmania. That's good enough for second. And third place, Wyatt Hill from WA, 5,802 points. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause here for our men's decathletes. Incredible event, grueling across the 2 days, but they are done. And next up is our men's under 18 event. They're behind the line. They're about to be in the starters' hands. Blake Deary leading this competition. Jackson Stewart behind him there. 22 points separates these two. Asher Andrew as well, the Victorian. We'll leave him in the hands of the starter. Men's under 18 decathlon 1500 kicking off in a moment. So apologies for the delay there at the beginning of the call. I was just trying to find what was in front of me. Gun is so quiet, sometimes it's easy to miss, so put my hand up. All me on that one. What a great finish we saw there. This one is really close. We saw an exchange of lead there in our women's heptathlon. Nothing to suggest that can't happen here. In this men's decathlon, it's Blake Deary. We talk so much about him. 26 jumps of the pole vault this young man had. And Jackson Stewart, the Western Australian, he's not far away either. And Asher Andrew, the Victorian, he's in third. He's got a healthy lead back to Chemist, the South Australian, in fourth, so he won't get there.
It's been an awesome competition, hasn't it? Look at this, 22 points it comes down to, Mitch. I know you've said it a couple of times. That javelin of Jackson Stewart and probably the slightly under par javelin of Blake Deary makes it so close now.
Well, this is the other thing, though. The pole vaulting extravaganza that Deary put on proved to be pivotal over Stewart because he picked up 81 points on him there.
He came in almost a metre.
I know, and he
metre before half the field, and then he still comes out on top.
Geez, he did lose 350 points to Stewart, though, in that javelin. So just goes to show. There's 1,500. Here we go. They're in the hands of the starters. Let's let them get going. So we're away. The men's under 18 decathlon 1,500 is off and racing. These young men have been through the ringer over the last couple of days. Blake Deary had 26 jumps of the pole vault. The man from the ACT just continued to clear on his last attempt. maybe took a bit out of his legs, went into the javelin. He gave up 300 points to Jackson Stewart of Western Australia. So these are the two you really want to watch. Deary, I can tell you, because I've been watching him and studying him all competition long. He's in the 3rd position, and he'll just want to get away if he can. So moves through well here. The rest of our crew, bear with me. Let me get the start list here properly. But it's Blake Deary, I can tell you, in the 3rd position. These two out in front, though, moving along nicely. And this field of men's under 18. So it's Bailey Dean Latanis. He's sitting there in 1st, Nick, and then the South Australian, it might be behind him there, Whittle.
Yeah, Stewart is a long way off Deary at the moment. So unless there's a vicious kick, I think...
Should feel safe, Blake. As long as he can maintain, though, Nick. He needs to maintain, too.
The way he's gone out there, gone quite confidently. The question will be whether Asher Andrews can get any ground off the West Australian as well, because that's well and truly in the mix there. It's only less than, as you said, less than 100 points. So Deary, though, is the 2nd runner on the track at the moment. At the moment, while this is happening, there's that awesome photo you see at the end of a heptathlon where every girl is on the podium together, and there's still some very cooked bodies down there. I saw in that middle of that under-18 one, I know you talked about the battle for 3rd at one stage. Sienna McDonald had the... If you were having live results going one stage, McDonald had the medal in her hand and then it went back again. It's pretty incredible. But here we go. We're back to, as you said, Mitch, you can call through these athletes as they come through.
Well, this is one I'm finding pretty interesting here. Zayden Kamish, the South Australian, well, he's currently 4th in the competition. He's got quite a few points to pick up on Asher Andrew, though, the Victorian, but he's a little bit further back in this field. So watch out for him, the South Australian, in 2nd. Blake Deary, a competition leader. He makes his way through now. Whitwell as well, the South Australian, just moved around Sharon Vanderham. Now we see our Western Australian. They might be working together. So Bowen, he might try and bring through his compatriot there, the other Western Australian, who is just trying to hold on and move through here. That's Jackson Stewart. And he might just get in his ear here and see what he can do. It's a little bit of a replica of what we saw in the Olympics between Dubler and also our bronze medalist there, and
Maloney.
Who knows? Ash Maloney, thank you. He was the gold this weekend as well. Ash, good to see him get through a decathlon unscathed. But out in front, it is Dean Latanis, and then that goes back to the South Australian, who I mentioned is in the 4th position at the moment, Zayden Kamish. And they'll have 400 metres to go, and I'll tell you what, this last lap is going to be interesting. Blake Deary of the ACT, you're about to see him enter into this home straight. Team Western Australia, they're up and after him. So
they are winding it up, Mitch.
Very interesting here. So watch for this battle here. It's a battle within the race in and of itself. Dean Latanis is out there. He's up. He's gone. Nobody can catch him. Zayden Kamish, the South Australian, doing a really good job. This race is going to come down to the last lap by the looks of it. So Whitwell then, the next one back is Blake Deary. He's your competition leader. Leading through there is Eastwood. Inside of his shoulder, you wouldn't believe it, it's Jackson Stewart. He's got the one arm warmer on, Jackson Stewart. He's going to need all of it to go and get after Blake Deary, who's your competition leader. Deary now lifts. He knows what's in it over this final 400. Bailey Dean Latanis is going to romp this home. He's miles ahead, the New South Welshman. Next up there, who was sitting in the 4th position, I mentioned, is Zayden Kamish, and he's in there in that 2nd spot. These two now start to move. Blake Deary, he's right behind the other South Australian there, and Jackson Eastwood. So Eastwood acting somewhat as a pacemaker for Deary unintentionally. Deary trying to latch on. The Western Australians want to get after Deary because Jackson, he wants to try and get ahead. Going to be hard from here. Bailey Dean Latanis, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be the first one to cross the line here. What a run, 4:27. Kamish of South Australia, he is in 4th right now, Zayden Kamish. And let's look at the time. So Zayden Kamish, he moves through here. There's not a lot between them. Asher Andrew, 317 points back here is Kamish. So let's see what he can do. Kamish now moves through. Here he is, Blake Deary. Geez, he's found something here, the competition leader. He can't be caught now. So the man from the nation's capital, he will be your national champion for the under-18 decathlon. Big round of applause for him. He salutes now. A big kick down here from our Western Australia and Thaddeus Brown. He's done everything to bring Jackson across. He was in 2nd. The next one through here is Chevalier, and now Asher Andrews crosses the line. So it's the battle between 3rd and 4th that might be something. We'll have to wait and see. I think Andrew might have done enough to hold on, but we're going to wait for these to update live. And Blake Deary, that's a good show of sportsmanship down there. Him and Jackson Stewart, they dap each other up. Always say this, only the decathletes know how hard this is. Rest of the field makes their way through now. The men's under 18 decathlon is done. Well done, gentlemen. Fantastic racing. Here we go. Blake Deary of the ACT, he's your national champion. 6,720 points for him. Looks absolutely spent. You can see him on your screen there. Jackson Stewart, 6,665 points. And Asher Andrews, he's going to hold on here, Asher Andrews. He goes 6,544 for the bronze medal. Bailey Dean Latanis moved up into the 4th spot, 6,425 points. And then Zayden Kamish, he's 5th, the South Australian. What a performance there from Dean Latanis. He was the one who was a mile up the track. You can see him there. A great performance for our men's under 18 decathletes.
So yeah, he moved to within 119 points there. We're close to the end of our broadcast here on the day here. So Mitch, as we just wrap up the decathlon, we just got to say there, what a day it's been again. We've seen some incredible hurdling in the middle. We saw the return of Gout Gout to the track after the juniors. We've seen a bit of everything, some incredible 3,000 metres. We saw Eliza Lawton, probably one of the highlights of the day, winning the double in the 1,500 and 3,000. Nana, what grabbed you? You were down there interviewing some. What grabbed you today?
I said this before in the morning, and I think I can stick to it. The 4 hurdles, we had 4. We had the under 18s, we had the under 17 women's, and they were all such close races. They were photo finishes, so I'm definitely excited to see what these kids do next year.
And Mitch, we're back tomorrow for another massive day. We've got steeplechase action tomorrow. We've got more race walks in the middle. And for me, the sprint hurdles, the 17s and 18s, boys and girls sprint hurdles might be an absolute ripper in the middle.
It's going to be an absolutely cracking day. Can you believe it? We've made it to day 7 of these national championships, which is truly remarkable. We've had one great day here in South Australia, all brought to you by Chemist Warehouse, the 101st edition of these national championships.
So there are a handful of events to come tonight. They won't be on the stream. You catch all those results on roster. Don't miss them. We are here on day number 6 of the Australian Athletics Championships presented with Chemist Warehouse. Thanks from Mitch, Nana and myself, Nick Wall, here in Adelaide.